Hey guys, so we're back again with another reading, and this one is all about what do they daydream about you. So we're going to see where their imagination goes when it comes to you, maybe when they have a lazy afternoon or time to think about you. What are they imagining and dreaming of? So what are they daydreaming? We're going to get into all of it. Today we have a selection of seashells for you guys to choose from. I actually got these on a recent trip to the beach, and I posted all about it on my Instagram. So if you guys want to follow along with my life, I post a lot more over there, and my Instagram link is in my description. I also have my Patreon link over there, and I post a ton of readings over there. The last one I posted is all about where you should move to, so it's a great one if you're thinking of relocating or traveling. It's all about the best location for you right now, and there's a ton of additional readings over there that run the gamut from really fun, lighthearted ones to some heavier energies, so definitely check it out. Link in my description for that as well if you want to join my Patreon. So with that being said, if it's your first pick a card reading, you want to go towards the one your energy feels drawn to. So a great practice is to take a breath, ground yourself, kind of relax, and then tune into the energy of the piles and see which one is calling your name, and that will be the pile with the message for you. So now let me show you guys the numbers on each of the piles. So we are starting off with pile 1, then we have number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So with all that being said, if you guys need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need, but we are going to go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey pile 1, so if you guys picked this seashell, this is going to be your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got Temperance, the King of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, the Devil, Page of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Cups. So your person is fantasizing about sweeping you off your feet and being some kind of hero for you, coming to the rescue, that you would need them, that you would be looking up at them with admiration in your eyes and almost desperation. Maybe they are fantasizing about coming into a situation where you might not have a lot of money or where there's something concrete you need from them. So you calling them up, asking them for help, and them being able to serve that role in your life. I feel like these people really look up to you and admire you. So they're fantasizing about having some kind of use or value in your life. And I'm not gonna lie, for some of you guys, they are fantasizing you being broke or really in need of something strong. So like a job, or can you help me with this? I'm in a really bad place, that kind of a thing. Them getting the call out of the blue and they're the only ones that can help you. You know, there's a reason why men write superhero films all about rescuing Lois Lane or rescuing Mary Jane, and you know, her always being in need, tied up on like a train track, and him swooping in and fixing her. There's something in that male archetype that loves that, and so I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. So we do have some negative cards coming in, and I do feel like there is a bit of a fantasy about them having that kind of, I don't want to say power over you, but a little bit, like you being in need of something and them being the only one that can fix it or save it. And you looking up at them with such gratitude and being like, oh my gosh. We do have the Hierophant and the 10 of Cups, which can indicate marriage and long-term commitment. So I don't feel like this person is just wanting that one moment of looking up at them and thanking them, but they kind of want all the commitment from you. They want marriage. They want something long term. So maybe it would be something like, you know, I really need a job. Oh, I'll hire you at my company. Yeah, you can come work for us. And then, you know, couple months down the line, it's like, you know, maybe we should rekindle things. Let me take you out to dinner, and things turn, you know, get back on that track. Or maybe you call them and you're like, I need money. I don't have any money. And it's like, you can come stay with me in my house. But then, you know, things start happening between you guys, and they start, you know, saying like, well, you don't have to sleep on the couch anymore, you know, I don't know. So I know this is a little weird for some of you guys. I was like, maybe this should have been one of my Patreon readings where I post most of my 18 plus, because there's some like weirdness happening here, but I feel like they do have this fantasy about being able to be that kind of knight in shining armor coming to your rescue and having a little bit of that control over you with the 6 of Pentacles. They might actually fantasize about giving you money or you being dependent on them. You needing something from them that only they can give. I feel like you in this pile one, you guys must be pretty self-sufficient, strong, capable, intelligent, because I feel like they really, it's almost like I'm getting from them that they don't see where they could fit into your life, or they don't feel like they could be as useful to you as they would want. They want to have that permanent place in your life that you're like, I need them so much. Only they can do this for me. And so it feels like maybe because of their insecurity with like, they're so amazing, they have everything figured out, that they need to have that kind of power imbalance. They wish they could have that because right now it feels like you have more power over them, and they're like, I wish I could somehow flip that and be the one who has the power in this situation. So they might fantasize about, yeah, you coming to them kind of desperate, like crying or something like that, and them being able to comfort you, and them being able to be the one to fix things for you. Like, yeah, I feel like if you are a masculine watching this reading, you also, and you're asking about a feminine, it could be that the feminine is fantasizing about you rescuing them, you coming into their life and saving them in some way and coming to their rescue. So this is an archetype that both men write about, women write about, so it can be flipped to either side, but I definitely feel like there's a dynamic here with someone coming to someone's rescue and really saving them and really having that place in their life that's elevated. Like after you do this for them, or after they do this for you, that you will never, that you'll never be able to forget them. I'm getting all confused, but that you will always appreciate them and always have that need for them forever. Because again, they're fantasizing about the long term. I don't feel like they're just like, I'm daydreaming about, a hit it and quit it type of situation. They're fantasizing about you being like curled up next to them on the couch. And I really think that within that relationship, they want you to need them. They want you to want them, they want you to be like, only you can do this for me. No one else could take care of me the way you take care of me. I feel like they are fantasizing about taking care of you in that sense. And for some of you guys, a lot of time might have passed. Maybe that's why they're fantasizing about that scenario where, you would call them because you really are in need of something like that. But they are plotting and planning a little bit with this. So yeah, let me get some more cards. So we got protection, lost and found, tree wisdom, wish wisely reversed, and temptation reversed. And we got the devil card as well, which is related to temptation. So again, there's this really strong emphasis. They are very attracted to you, and there is some sexuality tied into this. And like, I picked up on that right away. That's why I was saying like, maybe I should have left it for Patreon. I was just expecting this to be like a really happy, lighthearted reading, but your person's coming through with some really strong sexuality. So I don't know, but they are definitely fantasizing about kind of like, you needing them and them being the only one, and you kind of, I know this sounds really weird, but like not being able to leave them, or you being like just kind of dependent on them in that way, and like no one else can take care of you the way they can. They might even fantasize about a situation where you're financially dependent on them and they give you money or something like that, and like I just keep hearing can't leave them. So I don't know if you guys left them, or you guys ended the relationship, or you're just very independent of a person, but it feels like they don't necessarily, like, they feel like you have no use for them in your life as it currently stands, and so they would like to have some kind of change happen where suddenly your financial status changes, or you're in desperation and you need to hit them up. And then I feel like that would be their opportunity to like turn this into something else, because they would have the confidence of like, okay, now they need me, now they can't kind of like turn me down. I know that sounds really weird. So we also got protection and lost and found. And I feel like, again, that's the vibe. They want to protect you. They want to look after you. They kind of want to see you lost. They kind of want to see you like I said, a little bit desperate. And I know this is a little dysfunctional. Like, I'm fully aware. When I pulled the cards, I was like, Spirit, you got to be joking. You should have left this for my Patreon, because this is a little crazy for a YouTube video. But yeah, that's what's coming through, is like they want to see you a little bit. I'm literally hearing the lyrics to this song by Florida Georgia Line. I forget the title of the song, but it's tears streaking down her face. Kiss me like you never kissed me before. And girl, that's all you'd have to say. And they're talking about in the song, like they wish there's like a high, so it's like a country song, so it's really poetic, you know. So they're talking about like there's a highway outside my house. I wish you were on the highway. That's what the name of the song is. Wish you were on it, and it's like I wish you were on the highway driving to me, crying because we got in an argument or something, and you're like desperate to have me back, and you're apologizing. I know it's like a weird kind of song and it's a weird vibe here, but that's the vibe I'm getting, is like I wish you were coming to me and you were desperate for me. You were crying, you were upset about something, you were sad, and then I can be the one to comfort you and I can be the one to fix things for you, and I have that use and presence in your life. And again, that song, it's not just like a revenge song. It's not like I want to hurt you. It's like I want you to be needing me in that way, so I guess I can feel confident, or I don't really know. I don't really understand it fully. I'm not a dude, so I feel like this is some kind of a dude instinct, honestly. But that's what's coming to my mind. It's also like a very scorpionic instinct, to be honest. So let me get some more cards and see. Let me get some songs. Speaking of songs, although I didn't write that song for these, so that one won't come out. Talking Body, Tove Lo, a lot of sexual attraction here, like I said. Shades of Cool, Lana Del Rey. Only You, Ellie Goulding. Wait for Me, Hall & Oates. Never Give You Up, The Black Keys, Never Gonna Give You Up. Toxic. Spirit's calling out this connection. I'm telling you. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming that this is a little weird of a dynamic. The Bright Side, Lil Peep. Okay, also a little toxic. Making Out, No Doubt. Okay, so yeah, there's some intensity here, and this is very scorpionic, the vibes. There's a lot of actual like toxic kind of energy here from like Shades of Cool. If you guys know that album, it's kind of a toxic album. Toxic and The Bright Side. So I feel like this person is a little obsessed with you, honestly. And it does feel like they kind of want to control you. And I know that sounds really awful. But that's just what's coming through. Not in like they want to like hurt you kind of a way, but again, I think sometimes when people have like abandonment issues and stuff, they have a fear that someone's going to run away. They're like, let me kind of trap them here. Let me make sure they can't get out of my grasp, you know, kind of like someone that like loves a little dog or something and they squeeze it too tight and the dog like is like yelping or something, like, but they're not trying to hurt the dog, but they're just afraid the dog's going to run away, you know? So I feel like this person just sees you as just so incredible that they just, they don't want to see you with someone else. They don't want you even to have the opportunity really to get with someone else. They want you to really only have the space for them, only you. And I feel like that's because they only have eyes for you. You know, they wish you would kind of look at them the way they think of you or the way they look at you. Like I feel like this person was obsessed with you guys, and they don't feel like you feel the same. And it's so funny, we got Never Gonna Give You Up, Black Keys. Like I think for a lot of you guys, this is someone from your past. And it might have been a while, but they don't have any intention of letting you go anytime soon. And I feel like they think on you a lot on the astral plane, even though you might have even tried to cut them off. This is seriously this should have been an 18 plus reading, because I don't know, they're just coming through with a lot of that energy, and they really are attracted to you guys, and I feel like they fantasize about you guys a lot. That's how I can say it in a way that's safe for YouTube. They fantasize about you guys all the time. It's a little intense, some of their fantasies, so they are definitely thinking a lot of thoughts about you guys. You might want to check out my 18 plus reading on Patreon, because I can delve into it more on there, but we just have to keep things PG for YouTube. But yeah, this person has a lot of those kinds of thoughts about you. So we also got Foggy Bog, Patience, Starry Night, Acceptance, Stag Spirit, Leadership, and Rainbow Waterfall, Miracles. So I feel like they want you to accept them. There was something maybe that happened with you guys where like you didn't accept them, or they perceived that. Maybe you said something, like it might have even been small to you, like you being like, oh, that's like a funny looking shirt or something, you know, something tiny, but they take that because I feel like they hold your opinion in such high regard. They really value your thoughts, your opinions about things. So I feel like maybe there was something small that was said or done, but it's like they just think you don't feel the same way about them. They feel like they lost respect in your eyes. And I feel like that matters a lot to them, is like they wanted to get that validation. They wanted to get your approval. They wanted to make you happy. And it feels like they never really got to. So I feel like that weighs on their mind. And that's why they fantasize about this scenario, is that they wish they could have pleased you back in the day. They wish they could have gotten your acceptance and gotten you to really see them the way they wish you saw them. See them as this kind of romantic hero, and see them as someone that you could depend on and look up to, and just accept them fully into, you know, into your life and into everything. So I feel like into your body. But anyway, so I feel like they just, it's like they're not ready to give this up. We do have a lot of cards about that, about time elapsing and them still being very focused on you, them still not giving you up or anything like that. I feel like they want to be a leader in your eyes. They want to be the one to kind of take the lead, and you seeing them as very dynamic and very powerful and incredible of a person, and like, wow, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they're so strong. Kind of like they want to demonstrate value for you is what's coming to my mind. So maybe, you know, like if you call them up and you're like, I am broke, I don't have any money, that they would be like, well, actually, I have an extra $5,000 and here you go. And you'd be like, wow, oh my God, they're so successful. Like, I feel like they just want to win in your eyes. They just want to see that look of approval, of acceptance, of like admiration and awe, and that would be the ultimate win for them. So I don't think they necessarily expect you to call anytime soon. But it's like they're hoping for a miracle. They're hoping that something would happen. And I feel like that's why they imagine it happening in the form of like you needing them. Something about you guys, even though you're very independent, is you guys also have a kind of fragile quality to you. At times, I don't know if you guys are emotional types or empaths, or you just feel a lot, but it feels like sometimes you kind of get a look on your face or in your eyes of just like delicate, almost like I'm about to crumple. Like even though you're very strong, you also have a side to you that's, you know, not weak, but sensitive. And I feel like they really like that. They really like having seen that moment, those moments. This person has to have some Scorpio placements because no one else is looking this deep as a Scorpio, right? This person has to have some Scorpio. This is such Scorpio kind of Plutonian. You know, Pluto can also be that controlling, unhealthy controlling. And I'm not saying this person would be like a monster. I just think the dynamic, it's not necessarily the healthiest. I don't think they mean it in a bad way. I just think, you know, maybe they need to do a little like shadow work of like, why is this my instinct? Again, I don't think they're trying to hurt you. I just think they want to have you kind of under their thumb a little bit. And I'm hearing Under My Thumb by the Rolling Stones. So I feel like, yeah, they want to see, you know, I'm also hearing another Rolling Stones song, Beast of Burden. And it's like, all I want is to make love to you. And that song is all about like, I've done so much for you, or I would do so much for you. But it's kind of never good enough. And all I want is for you to love me. All I want is for you to accept me. And I think Keith Richards wrote it about Anita Pallenberg, a famous witch. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, that, like, I feel like he was just obsessed with her. And that's kind of the vibe here, is like, even though he had all the money and he was this famous rock star, he was just apparently really obsessed with her. And I think that the vibe is, this person wishes that they, you know, even though maybe they technically, maybe it might not appear that you have so much more power than them, they always felt that way. And they wish they could flip that and make you realize like, wow, actually they're pretty cool, you know? Let me get some Astro Dice. Spirit, can we get some Astro Dice? Okay, that flew out. So we got the 8th house, aka Scorpio, aka Pluto. then we have Neptune, then we have Leo. So with the 8th house coming out, like we talked about, this is Scorpio, Pluto energy. And that can be a little bit of the dark side of love. It can be a little obsessive, you know, to be honest. And that's why Venus is actually debilitated in Scorpio, is because Scorpio can want everything. They can want to know everything about a person. They can be kind of, like I said, obsessive. And of course, it can be such a beautiful placement. I love Scorpio placements. I mean, most astrologers love Scorpio placements wherever they fall. And I think Scorpio Venus can be so beautiful, but the only bad side is it can be someone who wants so much that it can be too demanding, or it can lead into this kind of like obsessed territory. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here, is like this person wants all of you. They want to know every nook and cranny and every hidden secret, every hidden side, everything. And I think they think about you quite a lot. I think you're on their mind quite a lot. We also got Neptune, which is bringing to my mind the astral plane. It's also related to 12th house and Pisces. So this person could have Leo, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, or you might. You might. But with the 12th house, what's coming to my mind is a psychic connection. And I feel like you guys had that. I feel like this person just thinks of you so much that by the volume of the thoughts they put out about you, like you would just be impossible not to think about them. And maybe you guys have a little bit of Pisces energy, because I am getting that sensitive energy coming from you guys sometimes, that you're very empathetic, that you're very caring about the world, and you're very open to like other people's energies at times. And this is where I think they see you as a little bit vulnerable. And I just keep seeing someone's face and just like a flash of emotion of like vulnerability, of like sadness, or something about you guys that kind of, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but might seem a bit like a broken bird at times, not in a bad way. Again, this person likes that. Scorpio placements, the thing I like about Scorpio is they're not looking to find like flaws. Scorpio genuinely wants to know, you know, they're not like parsing over things to like try to find holes. I mean, they kind of do that, but mostly it's like when they really love someone, they want to know everything about them just for the sake of knowing. That's literally why Scorpio rules the genitals and sex, is because that's the ultimate act of kind of intimacy and vulnerability. And for most of human history, you would only have sex really with like one person, and it would be this meaningful act, and you would be the only one who got to see them with their clothes off. So it was like this kind of status confirmed of like, they truly trust me, I'm truly seeing them in a way no one else will. And that means a lot to Scorpio, is just that intimacy. And I think that's what this person wants from you. Yeah, and so I feel like, don't take it bad, but they do see a little bit of a vulnerable, sad side to you at times, and I think they really like that, and they wish they could like amp that up a little bit more so that you would need them, because I also feel like you guys have this Leo energy at the same time, where you are also a bright shining light, and you have a strength to you, and you have this commanding power to you, and you kind of have this contrast between this Pisces like vulnerable energy and the Leo strength and power of the sun. So you kind of go back and forth, which I think is what this person likes about you. And I think because of that, it's like when you're in your Leo mode, they kind of don't know how they could come in, how they could provide value, how they could add anything to your life. And so they kind of want to amp up. Not that Pisces is some sad sign, because it's not, but just, you know, it is a little bit of a more receptive sign for sure. And I think that they want to see you in that Pisces kind of needing mode. That's the thing about the fish too, is like the fish will swim away. That's why it's the fish. That's why Pisces is the fish, is it'll swim away if you kind of try to come to it too strongly. Like if you're trying to grab a fish, it's going to swim off. But if you just have the line there and kind of dangle it, it'll come over and bite. And I think that's why this person wants to kind of hold out some money as like some bait for you, so that you will, be forced to kind of come to them and need them. So let me get some more cards. So we got 7 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, the Tower, Ace of Swords, 9 of Swords. So they think about you guys all the time with the 7 of Cups, and with the Tower card and the 9 of Swords. I just have to laugh. Like, they really want something bad to happen to you guys, but don't take that as like they want to hurt you. It's like they want you to come to them in an in a time of need, you know? It's not that they want like your life ruined, but maybe if it worked for them, maybe if it worked out, if you ended up running to them and really needing them, maybe they'd be okay with that. You know, Scorpios are savage. When they want something, they go after it. Their ancient ruler is Mars, so they don't really care how it happens as long as it does happen. And I feel like this person is okay with like you having to go through a temporary bad time if it means that you guys would get reunited and them getting to kind of have this money dynamic over you where like you can't leave them. So maybe they mess up or they do something stupid, but you have to stay with them. And I do think a lot of this is because of this person's insecurities, feeling like they're not good enough, probably, feeling like they mess things up with you or something, and feeling like you guys are really respectable and you guys are really smart. You figured a lot in your life out. So if they don't have the money, if they don't have some reason, then you'd probably just not be interested. So they're just scheming up a way to make you interested, to make you have to stay with them. So they are wishing for some random moment of communication with this Ace of Swords, that you would randomly send them a text or a call or something like that, reach out to them so that yeah, it would come as a bit of a surprise. And I feel like they do dream about you initiating that communication. So then after you guys are together, I also feel like they daydream about, I feel like they just like to see you guys in your element. I'm seeing that you guys can be kind of dreamy and kind of imaginative. I'm getting strong Pisces vibes, but it could be other placements as well. And Leo is also a very creative sign. So however you guys, whatever you have in your chart, I can just tell the energy here is very creative, very, yeah, likes to like kind of be in a dream world sometimes, or likes to be imaginative. So you could have a bunch of placements that can give you those kinds of energies: strong 5th house, 12th house, Leo, Sun, Neptune, Pisces aspects, or other stuff too. Like you can be creative in Gemini energy, you know, verbally, communicative wise. And there's different ways to see communication in the chart, not just those placements. But I do feel like the vibe that's coming through is you guys are creative, you're kind of joyful, you like to be kind of in your own worlds. I'm getting kind of fairy energy for you guys, like lighthearted, open, happy-go-lucky. And so I feel like they would just like to see you in your element, like being your happy self, and almost like not having a care in the world, not having to worry because they're taking care of everything for you. And I feel like that would just give them great satisfaction. Like maybe they come home at the end of the day and you're kind of like, look at this, I made this whole I don't know, craft project, or like I sewed this sweater, and like you're really excited, or like I made this new recipe, and they're like, wow, let me see. And they get to be kind of like this strong, bringing home the bacon type kind of. I know this is coming across as like so kind of gendered, masculine, feminine, but it just is what it is. If you're the masculine, maybe they dream about, and they're the feminine, maybe they dream about it being flipped and them getting to have that life and you taking care of them and like being their hero. But that's what's coming to my mind, is like this scene of, yeah, like kind of the guy coming home and he's all like, you know, I had a great day at work, babe. And she's like, oh my gosh, I cooked this whole amazing meal and I made you some cake. And she's in a really good mood. She looks beautiful. And I feel like if this is a masculine, he just wants to see you like glowed up and happy and in your highest vibration of yourself and really positive and just feeling amazing, and kind of that energy rubbing off and like being, I feel like they just want to see you happy, because when you're happy, they absorb that and that makes them feel like they accomplished something. Like when you're excited and pleased with them, they feel like they just won the Olympic medal, which I feel like, to be honest, there was something at the end of your relationship, or maybe the whole time but I feel like they got glimpses of you being pleased with them, but there was something especially at the end where you guys weren't so pleased, or there was stuff they did that displeased you. And I feel like you don't even know how much that weighed on their mind. They might not have ever told you. They might have run, because I do feel like this person has a little bit of an immature energy. So I feel like, you know, sometimes when it comes to relationships, they might have a bit of a pessimistic mindset, and especially towards you. Like I think they put you on such a pedestal that it's like, they think, why would they ever want to be with me? So maybe you just expressed some mild disapproval, or you were like, hey, like, that's kind of weird that you did that. And they went into like full meltdown panic mode of like, she hates me. She never wants to be with me. And maybe that's why this is such an interestingly power dynamic going on. Let me get some messages from this person. Secret admirer. Yeah, I don't feel like they let their feelings fully known. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Interesting. So we got a soulmate card. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and your memories you have shared with those you love. New beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And freedom. That's interesting, because I think that's the opposite of what they want for you. I think they want you kind of tied up. Yeah, no, I might have said too much. Anyway, you might have to check out my 18 plus reading on Patreon in this group, because yeah, we can't talk about that stuff over here. But I'm just saying, all I'm saying is that this person wishes you were kind of all theirs, and that you were like with them, and you really, it's almost like, I don't know, some of you guys, are you guys flighty, or you have a fear of commitment or something like that? Because I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you are a little bit of a runner too. And maybe they are like, if we just have a normal relationship where they can walk out the door at any moment, they're going to just bounce. They're just going to leave me. So I got to have some reason for them to stay beyond the normal. So it's like, I've got to have something I have to offer them, some reason that they can't just leave me behind. So I think they definitely don't want this dynamic. They don't want, there is nothing stopping you. The path is clear. They want that path blocked. They could put a boulder right in the middle of that path. They would. They don't want you going anywhere at all. So yeah, I feel like this person is very strategic, and that's why their mind probably naturally works in a strategic way, because I don't think they're trying to be like diabolical, although I know it might sound like that, but I think that it's just that they kind of think and strategize about like, what would be the best way for this to happen? How can I get what I want from this person? And again, I think you guys are such a dynamic powerhouse that it's really hard for them to see you as strong and powerful as you are, because they just have this assumption that then you're going to dump them, you're not going to be with them, you're not going to be interested in them. So a lot of this, and something about you guys having really beautiful hair, so I feel like they daydream about that. They daydream about, I don't know, running their fingers through your hair or something like that. I'm seeing a cute like face bone structure, especially like the mid face, I guess, like the cheeks and the nose, something how that connects, that little space. I know that's an odd part to mention, but that's just what I'm seeing is like, maybe you have really good cheekbones or a straight nose, or maybe you have both, or I don't know what this is, but it's like, I feel like there's something about that that's just very pleasant to them. Maybe you guys have freckles, some of you, or something like that. But yeah, I feel like they fantasize about you needing them, being dependent, them taking care of you, them being a hero in your eyes, them looking up at you, or the opposite, you looking up at them, all of that. I want to get some final cards from this deck. What does pile one's person daydream about them? What does pile one's person daydream about them? What does they daydream about them, Spirit? Opportunity. They're looking for that opportunity to get through that door. Like, it's like, just give me an opportunity, give me one chance, I'll get my foot in that door. I'm seeing someone like stick their foot through a door, literally. So it's such a funny image, like stick their foot through a door and then like kick it open and like run through the whole door. So I feel like that's what they're trying to imagine, is like, you're just hitting them up being like, hey, like, can you help me with this? Or maybe even them doing something like, maybe they have an industry or a skill set that they're really good at. Like if they were a lawyer and they could offer you legal advice, or maybe they're a mechanic and they could tell you, like, you call them and you're like, a pipe broke in my house, water is going everywhere. And they're like, oh my gosh, let me come over and fix it, and they just need that one opportunity to like talk to you, to see you, to have that chance. And then they can turn it into something else, they can run with it. And yeah, or you call them up like, I just need some legal advice. I'm in this bad legal situation, and then they're like, yeah, I'll help you absolutely. Let's go grab dinner, and we'll talk about it over a business dinner. But then they're flirting. They're like, should we order some wine? Let's loosen up a little, and they're trying to turn it into a romantic evening kind of a thing. So yeah. Let me get more cards. What is pile one's person daydreaming about them? Then I feel like they do daydream also about that like settled life with you. Like they want to have, as I'm saying that, a tidy house, like living with you, having just being in your space. I feel like they really like to have your energy around them. Some of them I feel like have a nice house or a nice living situation, but it's almost like, what am I going to do with this big empty house? Or what am I going to do with this nice apartment, but I don't have the love, And almost every day they wake up, I'm seeing someone looking out at their view, but being like, wow, I feel really lonely, or I wish this person was here. I wish this person was with me. And I just noticed this is literally like, it looks like a knight in shining armor on a horse and the sun's shining behind them. That's what they want to be for you. They want to be that horse riding in on the sunset, or that rider, not the actual horse, but the rider on the horse coming in the sunset and looking really good and being like, my hero, or you'll be saying that. And I feel like they fantasize about you just like kind of puttering around the house and making yourself comfortable, and like them finding you like reading up in the extra spare bedroom, upstairs, just minding your business, just doing stuff that makes you happy. Like I feel like it really makes them happy to see you happy. So they fantasize about you being pleased with them. They daydream about you being like, excited and feeling good and being like, oh, like I just baked some cookies, and I'm in a great mood today, and I went shopping, or like, yeah, something like that. Like I'm just seeing someone just happy, kind of like walking around their garden, or curled up on the couch watching Netflix, and feeling all well fed and like excited, and just like taken care of, and just relaxed, that kind of energy. Let me find out more. What does pile one's person fantasize about them? Reconciliation. I knew this was a breakup. I knew this was going to be a breakup type of situation, but I feel like a lot of you guys haven't, or it's been a while since you guys were together. And they want everyone to know you guys are together. They want everyone to see that you guys are together. I feel like they would want to put this on their social media like right away and let the world know. They want everyone to be aware of that they got you, that they were good enough for you. Also, like, I feel like that's what your approval would also mean to them, is like, I feel like a lot of people respect you or something. So you approving of them would be that trophy of confirmation that like they're doing it right. So yeah, this was a juicy one. You guys should check out my 18 plus readings if you haven't seen it on Patreon, because this pile definitely is veering into that territory, but I tried to keep it really PG for you guys. But yeah, I would not be surprised if you have some very interesting answers up on from my Patreon, the tipsy readings and stuff like that, the 18 plus, because this is some interesting juiciness happening here. And that's all I'll say about that. So check out that Patreon link in my description if you want to join us. And yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know how it resonated, guys. I'm curious about this pile. This was a spicy one. So let me know how it resonated. Also, make sure to give this reading a big thumbs up, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed and that you have those notifications on so you find out as soon as I post. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. I hope you all have an amazing day and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile two. So if you guys picked this seashell, this is going to be your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got the Six of Wands reversed, Four of Wands, the Lovers, Four of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the Tower, and the Magician reversed. So first of all, your person is daydreaming about you guys being together very publicly. They want the world to know. They want their family, their friends, everyone around you to see you guys together. So this might be fantasizing about you posting it on social media and daydreaming about that moment when everyone sees like, oh, they're together. I feel they see you as someone who has a lot of romantic offers, possibly a third party or some kind of person that might have been competing with them for your attention, and they want this person to know, and they daydream about that scenario of them finding out, of them opening their phone and seeing you post their face or something like that, and the world getting to have that confirmation that you guys are together. They also fantasize about taking you guys out on some kind of a picnic or for like a day trip to some kind of natural setting. I feel like they would fantasize about laying out with you in a park if there's a park nearby, or maybe even a national park. I'm seeing a really beautiful view and a really nice spread with like different things to eat, you know, maybe some grapes, maybe like some toast with jam, or some kind of, yeah, bread with some kind of spread on top, sandwiches. And you guys are eating it and just talking. I feel like they just really want to spend time with you, and that's something they daydream a lot about, is just having like a quiet, peaceful time with you, especially out in nature away from everyone else. This person definitely perceives that there's a lot of competition around you. That's coming through really strongly. And so I feel like it's kind of like they want to keep you away from the world and just all to themselves, not in a creepy way, but they want to have that one-on-one time where no one else can intrude, where they can just stare into your eyes and you guys can both be relaxed. So I feel like this would definitely be a natural setting nearby where you live. And I feel this is somewhere this person works out or walks or travels past or is aware of in some way, and it's on their mind a lot. And every time they visit, they're like, this would be a perfect place to take pile two. They would have such an amazing time here. We could walk along there. We could like feed the ducks over here. We could climb up to this view. And I feel like also there's something about them really admiring your body. So they would also want to see kind of you like walking along the path towards them and just how your body looks in like your workout clothes, or if you're just, it's just a little urban park and you don't have to actually change into workout gear, how you would be dressed in like a little sundress or whatever you would be wearing. They fantasize about seeing your body and, you know, all the curves and everything, and the way the kind of fabric blows in the wind against your skin and all against the different lines you have. If you're a masculine, this would definitely apply too. And maybe they just fantasize about seeing your muscles, seeing, you know, maybe seeing you shirtless or something like that. But there's definitely something where they kind of get to admire you. Maybe you're struggling to get up like a hill, or they're kind of, you know, helping you up through, like you have to climb up a rock or something, and them getting to kind of pull you up or getting to admire you as you're kind of trying to get up there. So they definitely feel like there's a lot to be done at this park or at this natural location with you. And again, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this person wants to post it on social media. And that's part of the appeal too, is like everyone getting to see, like, look at the amazing spread I made for pile two. Look at how happy they are because I brought wine and I brought popcorn and I brought some organic vegetables, and look, it's just this amazing picnic. So I don't know what this, maybe some of you guys have a really great social media or something and they just want all your followers to see, or they want their followers to see, but they really are bringing up social media and like posting all this stuff with you. This person very well might daydream about getting married to you, because we got the Four of Wands next to the Lovers. So it feels like they truly enjoy spending time with you. It's not just a sexual thing, although that is definitely present, but honestly, I feel they really enjoy you. I feel they really enjoy your presence. They like being around you. And so they just want to kind of get to have a conversation with you, getting to spend the day with you. I'm also getting an image of two people sitting at a sidewalk cafe and like sipping a cappuccino, or having, you know, two Aperol spritzes or glasses of wine together, and getting to just chat and getting to like read the newspaper and talk over like a croissant and just have a lovely relaxed day, you know, a nice afternoon. I think there's something about you guys that's very sophisticated. And so there's something about getting your approval that would mean a lot to them, because I feel you guys kind of have high standards. And some of you guys might be a little bit of a material girl, or just someone who's very sophisticated and cultured. And it doesn't feel like you guys it feels like you have a lot of options. It feels like you have a lot of people who want to date you, who want to be around you, and honestly, who look up to you for your taste, who respect the clothes you wear, or you're always into like the coolest new band, or you're always wearing something chic, however you put your outfits together. So they kind of want to be seen with you. They kind of want to like walk down the street with you hand in hand and having their arm around you and everyone knowing you guys are together. And also, I feel like getting that approval from you of like, wow, this restaurant's really cool. Thanks for taking me here. That would mean a lot to them, because it's kind of like when you show a new song to one of your friends who's like a music expert and they know all about the coolest bands. That approval is probably going to mean more than when you show it to like your grandmother. No offense to grandma, but just, you know, when you have that friend that's on the pulse of everything, when they're like, yeah, that's a good song, you really, you have that kind of satisfaction of like, yeah, I got that approval and it was hard to get. And with you, I feel like there's that sense that you guys are hard to impress, or your taste is very elevated. And so some of you guys might have some Taurus energy, some second house energy, or a prominent Venus in your chart, because I feel like your taste is very excellent. And this person really wants to get that approval. They want to see you smile. They want to see you like tasting the food and being like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I also feel like this person finds the way you eat to be very attractive. Something about your mouth. I'm seeing someone eating a strawberry and kind of their lips and everything, you know, as they eat. And I feel like this person is very attracted to you, and they find that to be maybe a little bit of a turn on for them, is like watching you eat or giving you some food or something. Yeah, so that would be the main fantasy coming through. Let's get some additional cards. So we also got transformation, abundance, motivation, and healing. So there's a lot of Taurus energy coming in here, and that's really what I'm seeing is like a typical Taurus second house type spread with just like an elaborate thing of different cheeses and different fruits, and just it looks really delicious, and there's a lot to choose from. So I feel like this person also might fantasize about even buying you stuff, taking you out to the shops and letting you purchase things. It's a very high end type of date that they kind of are daydreaming about, like taking you out to buy a new dress and you trying on a few different clothes. And again, they really want to be seen by others. So I feel like they would love if like the shop girls come around and are like, oh, she looks so cute in that dress. Are you her boyfriends? Oh, are you buying her this? Oh, what a good boyfriend. Like they would love that. I feel like that would be something that that would give them a lot of satisfaction. They want people to see you guys together. They want people to see you guys walking down the street together with like you holding some bags in hand and everyone being like, oh, what a good boyfriend. Oh, he bought her that. That's so sweet. Oh, she looks so happy. Yeah, I feel like, again, this person, maybe they feel like you're just elevated above them in status or something. So that would make them feel better. That would make them feel like you see them differently. Maybe they didn't feel like they got to show their best side to you. And so they want you to really see them kind of on their A game, like them shelling out cash, them with high status, and the whole world getting to see that. I want to get some song cards to find out the vibe for pile 2. So I've Got You Under My Skin, Frank Sinatra. And that to me also has that kind of glamorous vibe. Yeah, where he's kind of talking about all the like fancy stuff he has, but he keeps thinking about this woman. Fields of Gold, Sting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I also feel like they daydream about traveling with you. And Fields of Gold could definitely be kind of the image I'm seeing of the beautiful location, like the fields, or the meadows and stuff that they would want to take you to, where it's just a beautiful view and you guys are eating together on this picnic blanket and kind of exploring nature a little bit and just having this really restful, relaxed Taurus vibes afternoon. So we got Real Love, Carly Rae Jepsen, You to One, Rihanna, Everlong, Foo Fighters, Good Life, Kanye West. That's kind of peeking out. And let's get just a couple more. Only You, Ellie Goulding, and my mystery of love, Sefton Stevens. So they have some really deep feelings for you. And this is where I almost feel like you guys could almost be doing anything together and they would just really enjoy their time with you as long as they get to listen to you speak. I also feel they really like the sound of your voice. So they daydream about you speaking to them and possibly even singing to them. I'm seeing someone's head resting in someone's lap and they're just running their fingers through their hair and maybe even singing or talking to them or like just I feel like they could listen to you talk all day long. They could listen to you guys read the phone book. There's something about the quality or tone of your voice that they find very beautiful, very attractive, and they want to just please you in that way. They daydream about taking you to some place like Italy or Capri or France or like, and it would be more like, yeah, I guess it could be different places in France because I am seeing Paris and I am seeing the south of France, but I feel like they just want to take you on like these beautiful trips to beautiful places and just let you really enjoy and just to see you in your element. Also seeing some of you guys in a bathing suit, like I said, they find you as having a very beautiful body. So that's a big part of it too. But I feel like they just really want a union with you. I'm also seeing two people in a bathtub, sharing a bathtub. Can't get too much into that because we are keeping it PG for YouTube, but I don't know, some of these, like whoever they are, they're trying to turn it into an 18 plus. We can't do that over here. But if you want to watch my 18 plus, you can always check out my Patreon where I talk more about their fantasies and stuff like that. But we gotta keep it PG, you guys. So I am seeing that bathtub. That's all I can say about that. But it just feels like a very romantic, very loving vibe with like a calm, relaxed energy. I'm seeing like a sunset and two people watching the sunset and like kissing, and it's all very gentle and honestly, it's very sweet. But it's something about being out and about, not so much that relaxed vibe of like I'm at home and we're relaxed in that way and we're just like laying in bed together or on the couch together or just chilling in the kitchen. It's more like going out and doing exciting things with each other. And I feel like when this person goes out to these restaurants or goes to these places, goes to this park, they always imagine having you on their arm and having the world see you guys together. And of course, if you're a masculine watching about a feminine, they want me to mention that this could be flipped. Maybe your feminine is imagining you taking her out to the shops and you buying her stuff, or you taking her to a really nice restaurant or something like that. So take it as it resonates always. But I just feel that there's a really beautiful vibe here of like a really nice day out, a really nice time spent with like holding each other's hands the whole time. Everyone knows you guys are together. Everyone can see you guys, like that match. Like I feel like you guys would be that kind of couple that everyone would pass and be like, oh, they look so cute together. You know, like old people who are like a couple, like a 60-year-old couple or that's too young, maybe 70, 80 years old couple would kind of pass and be like, oh, we were like that when we were young and you guys are so cute, young love. Or if you are in your 40s or whatever age you are, they just want everyone to see you guys together and they feel like there's magic between you guys and that everyone would see you and just think you guys fit together and you're just a sweet like match. So let's get more cards. So we also got Thicket of Thorns and Uncertainty, Spirit Guardian of Spring Activation, Rainbow Waterfall Miracles, and Wizard of the Woods Focus. So it's interesting to me how much nature energy there is on here. I kind of wasn't sure as I was pulling them. I was just like, oh, these are some interesting cards, but with the vision I've seen of so much nature, it makes a lot more sense. So I definitely feel like for some reason, maybe they are a Taurus. Why is this so Taurian, I think that's the word. Why is there so much Taurus energy here? Because they're just fantasizing all about nature, all about food, all about luxury stuff. I mean, it's strong Taurus vibes. Yeah, I think it's kind of like they want to be alone with you, but they want others to see that. They want to be alone with you in nature, but then get to walk back with you through like the town. And I'm also seeing you guys get ice cream together and like licking the ice cream cone. Let me shuffle some cards from here. Spirit, what does pile two's person daydream about them? Okay, we got the Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, they want to be that person that can provide for you. They want you to see them as a success. They want to be someone who you kind of look up to and maybe even depend on financially. Like maybe, you're like, oh, thank you so much for taking care of this. Thank you for taking me out on a nice meal. This means so much to me. Or again, it could always be flipped and they want you to do that to them. But I feel like, especially for my feminines asking about the masculine is daydreaming about being that one to take you out and really impress you with how much they can provide for you, how much they can do for you, and just how amazing you see them, or I feel like a lot. Something coming in through here is that maybe they feel that you don't have a good opinion of them. Maybe they feel like they looked a bit like a fool in your eyes, or you don't have a high vision of them. You don't look up to them and see them as like this big success. And I feel like that kind of weighs on them. And they really do want to kind of flip that and to become this hero in your eyes. They want to move away from that energy where they feel like I'm almost getting for some of them, they feel like they were too young, or they didn't have their act together, or they weren't as good as someone else. They might have felt like the magician reverse, like unempowered. And now they want to be the one to show you that like they have figured it out, and they daydream about that moment when they can take you out to a really nice place and show you that they have their act together. I'm seeing also people driving on a country road, like a beautiful country road going through the countryside. This person has to be Taurus, I swear, or an earth sign. Come on, like there's so much earth energy coming through. And I feel like they really like being in nature. That kind of, I don't want to say it's a turn on, but a little bit. They really enjoy being in nature with the one they love. So they fantasize about driving down a country road and kind of like, maybe if it's a convertible, taking the top down and letting the wind blow through your hair, and just you guys kind of laughing together and just enjoying and seeing like a random herd of cows or some horses or something, all these different sights, and having this time to travel around together. And you being like, wow, this is an amazing car. I can't believe you can afford this. Or you being like, you're such a good driver. You're taking such good care of me. So traveling with you is a big thing. Let me get some additional cards for pile two. What does pile two's person fantasize about? That's too many. I just need one card at a time, Spirit. Ace of Wands. So they really want a fresh start with you guys. I don't know if you guys, I'm feeling for some of you guys, yep, as I'm saying, they want to feel empowered around you. We get the Emperor. So they want to be that powerful person that can provide, that can do everything, that can take care of you. That's what they want so much. They want you to like be depending on them and being like, wow, you're amazing. You knocked it out of the park. They might even fantasize about giving you jewelry or daydream about them being able to be like, I bought you this, or proposing, because we also got that wedding energy coming through this card as well. They might daydream about the actual wedding and about the planning of that. That would make sense with all the elaborate food I'm seeing and the social aspect of everyone seeing you guys together and posting it. But I really feel like they daydream about some moment when they gift you something, or some moment when they really show off the power they have become. And again, if you're a masculine watching, it could be they're daydreaming about you doing that for them, and you showing all your power and everything, and you really, taking care of them. But I feel this person wants a fresh start with you. We got two ace cards. So I feel for a lot of you guys, maybe it never reached the point where they fully got to demonstrate their emotions for you, and they want a new chance. They want the chance to take this and actually turn it into more of that romantic vibe that they wanted. I'm feeling some of you guys only saw them as a friend, and they're saying that they got friend zoned, or that you never fully almost saw them in a good light of being able to depend on them. You never fully like completely just gave up control to them in that way, like you relaxed around them, I guess is the word. And they want to see you all relaxed and happy and glowed up. I'm also seeing a beach in my mind and two people in swimsuits and kind of playing in the water. So they really want this kind of fun, playful, relaxed side of you. They want to see you just happy and excited and just feeling yourself, maybe like a little tipsy, you know, just like tipsy enough to where you're just going to be relaxed around them. You're just going to be fully open and all of that. I feel like some of you guys, maybe there was a little bit of a wall up between you or some formality, and they really want to get to that stage in the relationship where like you're fully comfortable and you can open up to them. I feel some of you guys have a strong social circle, or you might be like an influencer or something like that. And a lot of people follow what you guys do and really kind of track what you're up to. And so again, they just want to have that confirmation that they're kind of good enough for you and that the world can see that you've chosen them, because they do perceive there being strong romantic rivals for your attention. We got a couple cards relating to that. So I definitely feel like this person is fantasizing about being the one to like defeat them, you know, being the one to finally win everything. And whoever this is, or if it's just a group, a general group of people, they are definitely fantasizing about them having to watch and see you be with them, and they're daydreaming also about that drinking with you. We did get the 3 of Cups, so going out, getting you tipsy, getting you some good food, getting you some good drinks, and seeing you kind of relax and unwind and just having that lovely day together. Let me get some astro dice. Let's see, Spirit, what kind of astrological energies are present for pile two's daydreams? And what did I say? Second house. I knew we were going to get some Taurus. I didn't want to jinx it, but I knew this is such second house vibes, Taurus vibes, Venus vibes. Then we also got Sagittarius, aka traveling, ninth house, and Jupiter as well. And then we also have the nodes. Wow. And that makes sense, because I do feel this person, you know, they are not just feeling like kind of lukewarm about you, or like, oh yeah, they're cool, I'm interested. No, they are like love type vibes. So they might imagine you as their soulmate or as their destiny in this lifetime, and making it permanent, not just having it be a one-time thing, but making it long-term, making it a permanent connection. So putting that ring on the finger is probably what's coming to mind. Making a signing, you know, that marriage contract, so that like it is for real. There's no backing out. I feel like this person wants you in the future. But with that second house, again, there's an aspect here of luxury. There's an aspect here of high end, of taking you out to the nicest place in town. And I'm seeing like some formal waiters wearing like a tuxedo or whatever, you know, a nice suit, and serving you guys like caviar or some pate or something more higher end, expensive, and seeing the look in your eyes as you're like, wow, that's amazing. I think some of you guys must be really good looking, because I do feel that they really get excited about the idea of everyone watching you. So there must be something about you guys just looking really good, because it feels like when you're on their arm, they could just scream it from the rooftops. They are so excited. They want the world to know. If they could put it on like a billboard and just have everyone see it, they would. We also got Sagittarius. So like I said, a lot of travel vibes here. I feel like they definitely daydream about traveling with you, going to different countries, going to different places, maybe going to some place like Bali, because I'm seeing all kinds of different areas. I am seeing some kind of European looking cities with little cute sidewalk cafes, and like getting some gelato, and like I said, maybe having like a Negroni or an Aperol Spritz, and some cobblestones, that vibe. But I'm also seeing some of those huts that go out over the water, and just a beautiful beach setting, and maybe even some jungle type vibes. So I feel like they run the gamut, but they always fantasize about traveling and taking you places. And I do feel like they fantasize about being the ones to take you, or if it's the masculine, I guess I should say about the masculine in this relationship taking the feminine and really impressing her, and really getting to see that look in her eyes of like, wow. And also the deep conversation, because Sagittarius is related to Jupiter and knowledge and deep understanding. So I feel like you guys, when you talk about things, there's a lot of depth there. There's a lot of information you guys have, and talking to you is never boring. You always have something interesting to say. Let me get some additional cards for pile, or actually let's get some messages for pile 2. So what messages does pile 2's person have for pile 2? We got surrender. Wow. They want you to kind of surrender. And that's the vibe I'm getting is you're relaxed. You're not you don't have these walls up. Whatever this vibe is, it's like they have earned your trust and you fully are opening yourself to them completely. Like I'm seeing a flower in bloom. I'm seeing a flower that's closed up and like that, and then it just opens and it's just completely allowing their energy to come into your energy and being fully open to them in every way. And I feel like that relaxation from you, that kind of calmness from you is something they fantasize about, and they will feel like they won a trophy at that point. Let me get some more messages for pile 2. Playfulness, yes, that too. Like playful, relaxed, happy, glowed up, feeling your best, laughing. I'm hearing that line from Taylor Swift's song Begin Again where she says, and you tip your head back laughing like a little kid. So I feel like they want to see that playful side of you. They want to see you relaxed. They don't want you upset. I don't know if some of you guys were upset with them or there was some stress going on in your life or you had a little bit of walls up, or maybe you're just that way in general. Maybe when you don't know someone, you're like, I don't know you. I'm not opening up all the way, which is totally fine. And I think can be a smart way of acting, but they really want to see that side of you where you are just 100% relaxed, 100% calm, and you're just feeling the goodness of life. Let's get more cards. What messages does pile 2's person have for pile 2? Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. And the message here is laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. So I think they really fantasize about having fun with you, being relaxed, and they do want this to be an amazing experience. They don't want it to just be like, we're relaxing on the couch and we're just watching a funny movie and we're laughing, but nothing really interesting is happening. They want it to be like, you're blown away. Like I'm seeing a buffet of food or one of those really special experiences where like you can go on vacation to a resort and request to like swim with dolphins, or you can request to have like this special dinner on the beach alone, and something like that just would take your breath away and have you like remembering it forever. I'm hearing no one can compare. So they want to be the only one and no one else can come close. No one else could ever get your approval or your, regard in this way. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved. So there's some healing energy with this. So they might want to heal you guys. I don't know if you have a past life connection with them or you were stressed or something. I don't know what this is, because they are bringing up a time when you guys were a little closed off or stressed out or nervous or on edge towards them. And I feel like it's almost like they took that personally. They almost took it as like a negative on them. Like I can't measure up because they're feeling stressed, and if I was a better person, then they would be blissed out. If I was a good boyfriend, then they wouldn't have a care in the world. So they want to get you to that point where you're just feeling great, you feel amazing, you're happy, you're smiling at them. That's when they will feel like they're happy. They won't feel good until you're in that place. And maybe this is a soulmate connection, because we did get, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So I do feel that they would like to, you guys probably have a past life thing, and it feels like there was some stagnancy that happened, that they would like to reconnect to that level of depth, where maybe you guys became disconnected in some way. If you're in a relationship with this person, it could be, because I could see some of you guys being in an active relationship with them and just like maybe you've been going through a stressful period. But for others of you, if you have just not talked in a long time, or you never had that talk of let's turn this into something more special, they want to get to that soulmate place where you guys are so connected and where it's kind of like soul romantic, flower, rose petals on the bed type vibes. This is not some kind of hit it and quit it. I just want you for a moment and then I'm done kind of daydream. They really want to connect with you on such a deep level. but they do have those romantic desires, and I feel like that's a big part of this because they are fantasizing about, you know, taking you to that honeymoon suite and having the rose petals on the bed or sharing that hot tub or whatever the case may be. So there is that side of that physicality, and they want to reconnect with you in that way. They want to share that intimacy, but it's a very intimate feeling. It's not some kind of like I said, one night stand type vibe. I can't talk too much about it because we got to keep it PG, but check out my 18 plus on Patreon if you want to find out more, but we got to keep it limited over here, but definitely check that out. The link is in my description if you want to join my Patreon. Let's get more cards, some final cards to find out more about what pile two's person is daydreaming about. Whale song. As I'm talking about like those beach huts and having a dinner on the beach, like there is such strong travel vibes here. That's what this person really is obsessed with when it comes to you, and high-end travel. Garden of Venus, they really want to be out in nature too. Like I feel like all kinds of nature. This person has to have Taurus placements. I could also see other earth signs, like Capricorn, like having a Capricorn Venus or Capricorn Mars, because it feels like they really connect romantically in nature. Let's get more. So they want to be in beautiful places with you. Maybe they want some forgiveness. Maybe some of you guys were mad at them for something, because they just keep getting this kind of vibe of like you were upset and then you just kind of forgive them, or you're not feeling your best and you glow up. So again, deep diver, diving, any kind of travel vacation. We got a little ship here, so maybe sailing with you on a yacht. So like I said, this is all about traveling, going to nice places, going to upscale, doing nice things like nice excursions. Like I was saying, swimming. Actually, it's funny I said swimming with the dolphins before we picked whale song. So maybe it could also be going on a whale watching trip, or diving, going on a scuba dive or something like that. But it feels like they're really enjoying that thought of having that uninterrupted one-on-one time with you, where you guys have this cherished time together. You get to do these special things. I'm seeing people actually collect seashells, which is really funny because we did seashells for the pick a card. So yeah, I think they just want to travel with you. They want to explore the world. They want to really impress you with all the things they can provide for you. And they want to see you all dressed up, like dressed up for that special night out at the resort, or dressed up as you guys explore these beautiful shops, and everyone looking at like, oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. They're such a cute couple together. They're so gorgeous. So I feel like whenever they get to do something fun, like go somewhere fun or explore a different place, they are thinking about you. They're thinking about what would they say if they were here with us? What would they say if they had, if they were next to me right now? What would they say if they were having this pasta or having this amazing tiramisu? So I don't know. I feel like some of you guys, you might have been in separation for a minute, or you know, like I said, there might be some disagreement. Some of you guys might be together. I could see that for this pal, but for others, I feel like this, if this is someone you haven't talked to in a while, they just want to kind of earn your happiness back. They want to earn back that place in your heart of seeing you feeling good, seeing you excited about things, and getting to see you in your most relaxed, best energy, where you feel high vibe, you're feeling excited and all of that. And honestly, this is strong soulmate vibes. So maybe you guys did know each other in a past life, because I just feel like this person really wants the best for you. They really feel good when you're feeling good. And it's honestly super positive. I really love the energy here with pile two. Like it just feels like this person is kind of your biggest fan, and they want the world to know. They want to give you all these beautiful experiences that you will cherish, so you are able to kind of rest. I'm also seeing people getting a couples massage together and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they daydream, and when they're kind of fantasizing, the more PG version is, yeah, they want to travel with you. They want to take you around the world, show you the world, and show you how good life can be, and just enjoy the finer things with you. So I really hope that resonated, pile two. Like I mentioned, definitely check out my Patreon. Link is in my bio for that if you want to see those 18 plus readings and get more of the love readings that we have posted over there. There's also some deeper readings and spiritual readings, all kinds of readings over there. So check out the link in my bio for that Patreon. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Leave it in the comments. Leave me your thoughts because I love hearing from you guys. And also make sure to hit the thumbs up button and make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed, have those notifications on, and I'll be back very soon for another reading. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hey, pile three. So if you guys picked this seashell, this is going to be your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got the 9 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Strength card, 2 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Wands reversed, and the 10 of Swords. Your person is daydreaming about getting to have an intelligent, deep conversation with you guys and kind of getting to show off their intelligence and knowledge. I feel that you guys within pile 3 are highly intelligent, and so this person would like to demonstrate to you that they are just as smart and that they can kind of hang with you, so to speak, in terms of their knowledge too. So I feel like they would absolutely love to spend the day with you browsing in and out of art galleries or art museums or different kind of museums, maybe about different subjects, learning different things, maybe going to like historical sites like an old cathedral or something like that. They feel like you would be able to have amazingly interesting conversation with them, that you guys know so much. And I feel they also would like to be able to prove to you that they're also intelligent. So they might even arrange it so that like the museum you guys go to is the one where like they know all about the artist on display, and it's like, oh, what a coincidence. Oh, I know everything about Van Gogh, or I know everything about like Caravaggio or whoever, and they want to show off to you that they do have this knowledge, that they can kind of compete with you in that sense. Not that they're trying to compete, but like, hey, listen, I'm not a dummy. Maybe you think I am because maybe you didn't get to see this side of me, but like I know a lot. And I feel like you guys would just have amazing conversation, and both of you guys know so much that it would be kind of like a constant quick back and forth. Like one person says something, the other says something, and there's never a dull moment. There's never a lull in the conversation. Both of you guys are deep thinkers and would want to talk about a lot. And this person really wants to demonstrate to you that they're on the same level as you, or that they wouldn't be kind of this dud compared to you. So there's something about them being a little insecure about their own intelligence and really wanting to let you know that. I almost feel like they would try to do something like take you to a restaurant and maybe it's a different culture's food and you are like, oh, I can't read this menu. I don't know. And you're like, oh, don't worry. I know all the dishes and I'll order for us. Like, I feel like they just want to kind of show off to you how much knowledge they have, and also show off to you to a certain extent, maybe some wealth. I feel like this is more of a high-end vibe. So even though you can have obviously all different kinds of knowledge and you can be highly intelligent in so many different areas, I feel like they would want to go towards kind of the bougier subjects to show you that they can hang within that. So instead of like necessarily bragging to you that they know all about how to like fix a car, not that there's anything wrong with that, but they would want to show you that they know all about like croquet or polo or some of those kind of, you know, higher end like fields. And if they were going to brag about fixing a car, it would probably be like a Lamborghini or something, not a Ford. No offense to Fords, but I just feel like they want to show off to you with this 10 of Pentacles that they are a little bit wealthier. Maybe they have amassed some wealth in the meantime since you've started talking to them, but they want to show off to you that they can kind of provide for you, that they are a little bougie, that they can hang in that sense, and also that they're smart, intelligent, and know their stuff. I feel like you guys just give off a vibe also of sexuality with the Queen of Wands, and they want to show you that their intentions are not just about sex. We do have the Knight of Wands reversed, so they want to show you that this is not just a flash in the pan like burst of sexual interest and then you're over it. They want to show you that you do they want an intellectual connection with you. They want to talk to you. They want to have a deep conversation and really get to know you. And I feel like that would be the main thrust of what this meeting would be about, or what they're daydreaming about, is like, how can I show them that I want more, that I'm not just into them for their amazing body or looks, although they're acknowledging that you have that. But I almost feel like they've thought about this before and thought about how other people are into you for that reason, and how you might have a bit of a wall up because maybe you're used to people pursuing you for your looks, or pursuing you because you have this sexy vibe to you. You might have like Mars aspecting the ascendant, or Eros on the ascendant, or some kind of placement like that. And they want to really prove to you that it's not only about sex for them, that it's about something deeper, and really get to know that side of you. And it's not that they're not sexually attracted to you, but they're afraid that if they present that too early, you'll be like, oh, they're just like everyone else. Oh, that's all they want. So they really want to make sure that you are aware that they have this kind of layered dimension to them, that they're not just hit it and quit it type, or just like kind of a dumb jock, that they actually know a lot. I really feel like for some of you guys, you might be, or you might come off as like more cultured than this person, or like you have more knowledge. You might even be more educated than them. Or maybe you just are one of those really smart people that knows about a ton of subjects and always has something interesting to say. But this person is just bringing up that like they want to prove to you that they know stuff too. That, you know, you're not going to be feeling like you're talking to a wall with them, that you're going to be blown away of like, I can't believe you saw that movie. I thought no one watched that movie. Or I can't believe you know that album. Like, I thought I was the only one that listened to that band from the 1960s. So they're very into like kind of showing off to you like their intelligence, maybe some coolness with the different subjects they know, and just they really want to impress you in that way. So let's get more cards. So we got Secret Spring, Success, Pegasus, Transcending, Reflecting Pool, Stillness, and Air Spirit, Knowledge. So they really want to show you that they are a success, and they really want to show you the level of knowledge they have. And I feel like a lot of them want to show you that they've changed from the past, that they've transcended something in the past. Maybe when you first got to know them, they weren't as serious. Maybe they weren't as intellectual, and it took them time to grow into this knowledge and to grow into this level. Maybe they were a little bit sillier, and there was something about their interactions with you that inspired them to learn about a certain subject. I really feel like for a lot of you guys, you might have offhandedly mentioned like a random band you were into, or a random artist, or a movie you watched, or something like that. I'm hearing Studio Ghibli, so maybe some of you guys are into those films or something like that, like Spirited Away. But you might have mentioned something and just kind of not really thought anything of it. And I feel like it really stayed with this person of like, let me go home and look that up. Let me watch all those films, or let me listen to all the music from that person. And now they want to show off to you, and they daydream about getting a moment when you're like, oh, and you bring up the band again, and they can be like, oh yeah, I know all their albums, you know? And you'll be like impressed by that, and seeing that look on your face of like, oh my gosh, someone likes the same stuff I do, someone gets me. So this person really wants to show you that they've moved on from however they were in the past, and they're a different person now, and you can kind of trust them and depend on them. And to a certain extent that they're a success. I don't know if all of them have like made $1 million in the meantime, but they definitely feel like they're happy with the direction they're going in their life, or they built something, or they're trying to build something, and they want to show that off to you. They want to show you that there's been forward momentum, and that they're not the same person that they were when you first met them. That's just coming through really strong. I don't know how this person grew, or what field this was, or what exactly the difference was, but they definitely want to show you that they've had this momentum, and that they've changed a lot, and they feel like you would be impressed with that change. You would be happy with that change, and you would probably like this new version of them better. Some of them might have also hit the gym and been working out a lot, and they want to show you their new body. I feel like for some of these people, it's like they just, I don't know what it is, but they see you as very sophisticated. I don't know if some of you guys are from like a very sophisticated type of family, or you are, I don't know, some of you guys might have grown up with some money, or you earned some money, or you just went to a lot of higher education, but they just put you up on a bit of a pedestal and see you as someone who has a lot of culture and a lot of knowledge about different subjects. And for them, I feel like when they first met you, they were just kind of they weren't even expecting that to come from you. Like they maybe saw your face or saw your looks and just thought like, oh, this person's going to be maybe even like an airhead, or they'll just be an average person. They're not going to be that smart. And I feel like with talking to you, like they were just kind of stunned. And so they kind of couldn't find their words, or they couldn't find exactly what to say to let you know like, no, I'm smart too, and I know different subjects, and I'm into like cool art. So they ended up, it feels to me like they feel like they made a bit of a fool of themselves in front of you, and they really want to show off that they have grown and that they have changed, and that they're not that same person, that they're not a fool, that they actually know a lot, and you would be okay taking them to like a family function, or taking them to meet your friends, or taking them to a really high-end restaurant, because they would now know which fork to use, and they would now know, you know, how to speak to the waiter, or whatever this may be. So yeah, they want to show you their growth. They want to show you how much they've changed and that they've moved forward. And for some of them, maybe they were a little bit wild back in the day, a little unpredictable. They might have been someone who was a little like out of control or partying a lot at the time, and now they want to show you they're more relaxed, they're more capable of being in a relationship. They're not some wild person who has gone off the rails. So if you guys think that about them, they definitely want to show you the opposite. Let me get some song cards and tune into the energy of the songs for pile 3. No One's Gonna Love You, Band of Horses. Okay. Our Swords, Band of Horses. You know, it's funny we got both Band of Horses songs, because I feel like I was picking up, maybe they're into like indie music or different kind of rock bands that maybe aren't like top 40 type stuff, you know, and they want to show that off to you, like, oh, look at this cool band I'm into that you might not have heard of, that kind of a thing. I definitely feel like they want to show off their music to you, or play a song for you, or something like that. Money, Power, Glory, Lana Del Rey. Yes, they want to show to you that that they've earned some money, that they have some glory now. Latch, Disclosure, Wish You Were On It, Florida Georgia Line, Everlong, Foo Fighters. Yes, they want to come off as kind of cool to you also. Like I feel like the songs they would want you to know that they're listening to is like cool stuff. You know how sometimes like you have your like pop playlist that you'll just listen to alone, and then you have your like playlist for when your friends get in the car that's like the new cool stuff that you can be like, hey, and you're not just playing like, you know, all Britney Spears, although nothing wrong with that, and I definitely play that with my friends, but you know what I mean. Like sometimes when someone asks your favorite song, you're gonna say like the cooler of the choices. And I feel like that's what's going on here, is like this person wants to prove to you that they are cool, that they can hang, that they have cool taste in things. So yeah, I feel like this person has a bit of a almost at times maybe ironic vibe, like with I Can't Go For That, Hall & Oates. Maybe they're into, and Hall & Oates have a lot of like irony in their songs and stuff, but maybe they would be into like 80s bands, or doing stuff kind of ironically, or kind of for a joke, like maybe like postmodern architecture or something like that, or a design style that's kind of like outside the norm, to kind of show off to you in that Aquarius way of like, I'm not like everyone else, I'm different, and I'm not just like all the other people you've dealt with. I also feel like this person in you, I don't know, some of you guys might have argued sometimes, or had disagreements sometimes. Not everyone in this group, but some of you guys might have. It might have even felt a little bit like a competition at times, like one person wants to be like, I'm intelligent, and the other wants to be like, no, I'm intelligent. And so both are kind of like a little bit in competition mode, even though not intending to be that way, but it's just how it turns out. And I feel like this person, it's like, it feels like one that got away type energy. Like I feel like this person has a lot of regrets, to be honest. And they think back on like how they handled certain things, and they're like, oh, and I feel like, again, I keep getting that they feel like they made themselves a fool in front of you. Like, they embarrassed themselves in some way, or they didn't make a good impression, or they should have said something better. Like maybe there was a moment where someone was like, oh, have you guys heard of this band? And they were like, no, what's that? And they want to show to you like, I do know this band now. I am cool. I have learned this stuff. And I feel like this person has really carried you around with them for a really long time. Like it might have even been a situation where they did kind of seem competitive with you, or you were like, oh, maybe they're not that into me because they feel really competitive and they're not really being super romantic. So they're probably just not interested. But it feels like this person, they might have even thought that too. They might have even been in a space where they're like, yeah, we're constantly arguing. Like I'm not into it. But I feel like they just can't really forget you. You're still very much on their minds, and yeah, they kind of haven't gotten over it. So let's get more additional cards. We got the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, Discernment, Clear Vision, Details, the Phoenix, Resurrection, Surrender to Change, the Camel Boy, Small Steps, Asking for Help, and the Eyes of Beauty, Positive Expectations, Clarity. So I feel like this person felt kind of like they were the Camel Boy back in the day, kind of like they were this little kid like around you. And maybe that's why sometimes they acted a little frosty or a little standoffish at times. Maybe you were like, God, why are they giving me this attitude? And that's why, is because I feel like they kind of revere you and look up to you, but they don't necessarily feel comfortable in that energy. They don't really want you to see them as like beneath them. They want you to see them as like a strong romantic partner. So I feel like sometimes they resent that a little bit, like, oh my gosh, they only think of me this way. It's so unfair, kind of a thing. And they definitely want to have those conversations with you and really get to know you and show you that they're smart, that they know their stuff. We can see a bunch of books surrounding this. So I feel like that energy is a major one for you guys. Like, they truly want you to be aware of how intelligent they are. They might take you to like a bookstore and have you guys browse around. I could see you guys doing kind of like hipstery type things, like going to get lattes at like a nice coffee shop, and then going to like a record store, or yeah, like going around a downtown area. I'm seeing scenes like that. And kind of like it feels a little rebellious energy. Like it feels like two little rebels running around, or kind of like scenes from the good part of 500 Days of Summer. You know how they're both kind of hipstery in that film and they kind of do ironic stuff together. Like I feel like this person, you know, they might watch that movie and think of you. I just got that kind of message in my mind. That movie might remind them of you, because we did get the 10 of Swords as well. So I do feel like some of them have been really upset about this. And with the 4 of Swords, you guys do have a connection on the astral plane. So yeah, they want to show you that things are different now, that they've changed, that they've grown, that they're not the same person. And also they're acknowledging how attractive you guys are. So it's almost like I feel like they want you to know that, again, they're not just into you because of that, or they don't want you to think that you're just using them, or they're just using you for your looks and keeping it on that surface looks level. They really want to get things deeper and kind of find out more about you too. Like I do feel like they want those conversations to find out about like your family and to find out about why you are the way you are. And I feel like a lot of you guys would also make a really good impression just being around, like just going out to like a restaurant or whatever, or just meeting their friends, their family. People would be like, wow, she's really smart, or he's really smart. Like, where did you find her? Dang, like you guys make a good impression as someone who's intelligent, who knows a lot, who has a lot of knowledge, and who's respectable. And I feel like they want you to know that they're not going to be dead weight on you. Maybe they were in the past, maybe they had some wild times or some wild days. And so they're like, let me show you how that energy has shifted, and let me show you how I've grown. So they really want you to see them in a new light in that sense. So let's get some additional cards. Actually, I'm being told to roll the Astro Dice. So let's roll the Astro Dice and see what the Astro Dice says. So we got the 8th house, we got Jupiter, and we got Aquarius. And I was like, this is such Aquarius vibes. I don't know if I even mentioned that, but this is such Aquarius vibes. Kind of like, you know, Aquariuses like to be different. They don't like to follow the crowd at all. And I feel like this is definitely that vibe of someone that they want to stick out of the crowd. They want you to know all their knowledge. And also with that Jupiter energy, Jupiter is knowledge and wisdom and philosophy. So maybe even talking about philosophy, maybe that's something you guys talked about, is different philosophers or something like that. But it's not necessarily like they want to talk to you about like the knowledge of, like I'm seeing that scene from Legally Blonde where she's making the audition video for Harvard, and she's like, I retain knowledge very well. So, and then the girl asks her like, what happened on the last episode of Days of Our Lives? And she's like, the evil Sunny tried to kiss Angelica or something like that. And that's not the kind of knowledge this person wants. They don't want to necessarily have pop culture knowledge. They want to have intellectual type knowledge, and to show you that they are very wise, and to show you that they're smart, that they're educated, that they're kind of worldly, and yeah, like sophisticated in that way. So it's definitely more of that Jupiter type of knowledge. Not necessarily anything wrong with like Mercury knowledge as well, of course. I think they would like to show that off too. But it's that Jupiter kind of philosophy and looking into things deeply. They want to come off as kind of like deep and intelligent and like a deep thinker, I guess is the word for it. And then with the eighth house, that relates to Scorpio and Pluto. So that is, that can be rebirth as well. And also whenever Scorpio comes up in one of these love readings, to me, it says that this person is attracted to you, but also wants something very deep because Scorpios tend to want that depth. They don't want to just have a surface connection and get to know someone and then like sayonara. They want to stay really close to someone forever, really, and to have that soul tie to them. Pluto is all about going as deep as possible with a person and keeping them really forever, like a Scorpio, unless you betray a Scorpio. But even then, you'll always kind of be in their hearts. So I feel like, again, I'm getting for some of you guys, maybe some time has passed or elapsed because it really seems like they want to show off the things they've done, the change. And it feels like this isn't a flash in the pan, like young love type of relationship where you have really strong feelings, but then they peter out. It feels like this person is, I don't want to say obsessed, but definitely very, very much into you. And the feelings are pretty strong and just as strong as they were. And also Scorpio can be a little possessive. So they're telling me to bring that up, that this person might be a little possessive of you. Maybe this is why they want to show you off to everyone and let everyone in town know you guys are together. I'm seeing you guys holding hands, like walking down the street. I feel like some of you guys dress pretty cool or dress in like an avant-garde Aquarius type way, where you're maybe into like, you know, indie, clothing brands, or you're always ahead of the trends, or you're always dressing in a cool way. I'm seeing like black turtlenecks and kind of like different cottagecore or dark academia type style. So maybe that's how some of you guys dress. And I feel like they just think that's cool. Like they want to be seen with you. They think that you make a good impression, and like they want to be able to again show off to you and let you know that they can hang, that they're not going to be embarrassing and like coming out in some horribly atrocious style. So we also got Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Magician, Page of Swords, and the King of Cups. So we got the Queen and the King of Cups, which is really interesting. So to me, this says that they definitely want to have those really deep, loving conversations with you and really get to know you on an emotional level. Like, even though it might seem, I guess, like they just want to show off, but I do feel like with these cards, it reveals that their intentions are to really deepen this emotionally and to really get to know you even more, and to have it coming from the heart, not just like, they don't want it to just be a kind of throat chakra connection, but more of a heart chakra connection. So they do want to go deep with you, find out more about your family, and get you to open up in that way. I do feel like some of you guys might have a little bit of a wall up at times, not in a bad way, but just like you're protective of yourself, as we all have to be, right? Like going out into the world and we don't necessarily know someone's energy. We can't just be necessarily having no boundaries. It's an important thing to develop some boundaries and to learn to like say no to people and to learn to respect our own, our own feelings and not just take on everyone else's. But I do feel like they want to like move past that. They want to move into a place that's very heart-centered with you, where you're looking at them and you're kind of pouring yourself out to them and you're opening up to them in that way. I feel like some of you guys, it's like they never got to break through to that level with you. They never fully got your heart open to them in the way they would have wanted. They never really got to see your most vulnerable side. And I feel like that's very intriguing to them. They never kind of scratched that curiosity off. So they're still wanting to know as much as they can. And there's still a lot of like uncertainty about you, about like, I feel like your family, or about how you grew up, or about your deepest interests and deepest feelings. And I just heard this person daydreams about seeing you sleep and what you would look like when you're sleeping. And like, I feel like that's special for a lot of people, just because, when someone's sleeping, they're fully relaxed. And it's so interesting to see how someone's face changes when they're like fully asleep. And like, even the toughest person will suddenly look kind of like a little baby because they're just so relaxed. And I feel like they've thought about that or wondered how you look when you're asleep. and how you are when you're just completely like chilled out. Because I feel like some of you guys, you've had to have a bit of a wall up all the time, and you've had to kind of be tough. And that's kind of the scenario in which you met them. I feel like a lot of you guys are really smart, and you might even use that as a bit of a wall. Like, I'll just talk to you intellectually, but I'm not gonna like start crying to you and tell you all my feelings when I don't know you that well. So I feel like that's maybe where this like almost pseudo competitive vibe came in, where maybe when you knew them, you're just more comfortable talking about like quantum physics than emotions or something like that. Or you're more comfortable talking about like musical history or random pop culture facts or the history of art. I mean, you might even be talking about like emotional stuff, but it feels like it's from a distant perspective. You know what I mean? Like when someone like is talking about like, oh, I read this book and it was saying this about emotions and I can relate, but they're not like emotional. They're not like crying and sobbing and letting it all out. And it feels like you guys have a level of reserve or distance. Like you're very composed. Like there's a part of you that's kind of unflappable. Like it's hard to ruffle your feathers and to get you really upset. And you're not that type of person who's going to just start screaming and crying and sobbing and like, you know what I mean? You're very composed and you have a good control of yourself. And that's a good thing. But I just think this person wants to really move past that to like get to know you on like a level 10, like how your closest friends would see you or how your family would see you or how the people that kind of like, I call that like your moon sign energy, because I feel like that's everyone, like people will get to see your moon sign when they get to know you in your inner circle. I know a lot of astrologers interpret moon sign as just your family, but to me it also applies to closest friends and just that very small inner circle that really knows you the best. And for you, I feel like they want access to that. They want access to see, you know, how you are when no one else is around and your deepest, truest, most intimate self. I also feel like this person might just daydream about how you spend your time. Like just what are they like when they're in their kitchen alone? What kind of stuff did they eat? Did they just spend time? What do they watch on TV? Like, what do they look like when they're just, you know, I don't know, cooking for themselves in the kitchen? I just keep seeing that image of someone in a kitchen, like just walking around in a kitchen and just like making stuff, cooking. And just kind of really relaxed, you know, by themselves in their own energy. But they definitely want to also show you all the things they can bring to you. So I feel like part of this daydream is, like I said, taking you out to a nice restaurant or showing you, no, I am in a good financial place. I don't know if some of them weren't in a good financial place when you met them, but they're like, I have earned a lot and I am on a different stage now and you need to know this. They want you to know. Let's get some more additional cards. Also with that Page of Swords, I do feel like, again, conversation coming through, and they do daydream about reaching out to you guys, but some of them are in another relationship. And so if they are, that's a major thing holding them back. But they think of you a lot. They probably shouldn't be in this other relationship because they are thinking on you. So we also got the Divine Feminine, commitment, creativity, and love. So they really are acknowledging that you guys are highly creative and intelligent in that way. Like I said, like you guys are, there's a lot going on intellectually for you guys. A lot of you guys are intellectuals or just really smart, and not just in like a math science way, but like I feel like you guys are creative. I feel like you guys have excellent taste in music, like I've been saying, excellent taste in songs, excellent taste in art and clothing. So there's something kind of cool about you guys, to be honest. And we did get that Aquarius energy. So I feel like you guys are cool in an Aquarian way, which is kind of unconventional, kind of unusual, kind of marches to the beat of their own drum, so to speak. So this person's just acknowledging that, and I feel like they really thought that was cool. Like something about the way you guys dressed, seeing Converse shoes for some of you guys, but not everyone, but something about that vibe where like you're not even trying hard. You're not trying to seem cool, you just are. And so again, they want to show you that they can hang, that like, I feel like some of you guys, this is kind of funny, not to say anyone's judgmental or anything, but I just feel like some of you guys, you might even be embarrassed, like when you have to hang out with someone who's kind of corny, you know, you might, because you are cool in this pile. I feel we got the Scorpio energy and Aquarius energy and Sagittarius energy. And I just feel like you guys are cool. Like you just give off that vibe. I wish I could think of another word for it, but you know, just cool. And I feel like, you make a good impression, but like sometimes when you have to hang out with someone who, like I said, is just kind of corny, you'd be like embarrassed, or you'd be out on a date with some guy who's just kind of like looks bad and is like dressed in a horrible way, and you'd be like, oh, this is embarrassing. I'm never going back to this restaurant. You know what I mean? And they definitely want to avoid being that with you. Like I feel like they actually have a ton of respect for your guys's um like the way you dress, the way you carry yourself in the world, the way you act, even the way you guys talk, because I feel like it comes off as smart and intelligent. Um, so yeah, they're really coming through with like the respect and the admiration is what I'm feeling. With the love card coming out, like they did have deep feelings for you. I mean, yeah, their feelings were really deep. We did get the Two of Cups. We also got the Divine Feminine. So like they do put you up on a bit of a pedestal. I think this is why the energy coming through at first was so into like showing off and trying to be like, listen, I'm cool. Because at first I was like, oh, it's kind of not douchey, but a little bit. But the energy wasn't douchey. But then what I was getting is I was like, so they want to show off the whole time? That's kind of lame. But now I see it. It's just because they look at you as so incredible that they're just like, how can I prove to them that I would add value to their life? Because I feel like a lot of you guys have your ish figured out. Like a lot of you guys are at a good place in your life financially, and it feels like you guys are very independent, to be honest. And Aquarius is a very independent sign. I mean, like to a fault. Aquarius is independent. Like Aquarius is that sign that is can be very non-committal and kind of standoffish in that way. So I feel like you guys have your act together. You're not necessarily desperate for company. And it's interesting because as I was talking about moon signs, 11th house is also ruled by Aquarius, and that's how you treat like just acquaintances, friends on your outer circle, like your outer circle of friends, like your friends that you don't really hang out with them regularly, or even they could be a little closer than that, but you're just not, they're not seeing into your soul really. And I feel like that's how you guys treated them. And they wanted to be way more than that. They wanted to get to be that soulmate. They wanted not only to bypass the Aquarius and go to the moon energy, but they wanted to go to that Scorpio lover energy where it's like that's sex, which is why Scorpio rules sex, is because you're seeing someone at their deepest, most intimate way. And you're seeing them naked. And that's why Scorpio rules the genitals, but that's just not like physical, but it's also metaphorical or emotional, because for all of human history, when you saw someone naked, you were seeing them. It was like this really special privilege that only you got to see. So let's get more cards. So that they want to see that. They want to really get to access that part of you. So let's get more cards for pile 3, Water Spirit Manifesting Dreams. But it's interesting because I think, wow, you guys must be really beautiful in this pile. We got so many beauty cards. Wow, you must be really like stunning. But I also feel like you guys have a very sweet watery energy to you. You did get the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and the Water Spirit card. So I do feel like there is a water sign energy here, but almost like you have a surface that's a little bit like you know how to put up the boundaries. And I noticed that with a lot of water signs, especially as they evolve and grow, they might be very open and, all over everyone at first and so sweet and nice. But after time, they kind of realize like, oh, I need to put up some boundaries. I need to put up a little bit of a wall with people because I'm just too watery and like vulnerable to just let everyone in. And that's why a lot of the water sign archetypes are like Scorpio, the scorpion, or the crab, is because you need that hard outer shell. You need to have that stinger to protect yourself when you are as soft as a water sign. So I feel like a lot of you guys have a sweet, vulnerable side to you, whatever your placements. But the vibe here is that you're very sweet and vulnerable, but you don't let many people see that. And I think this person's a bit psychic and they could see down to your soul and they want to be the one to get to see that. So I feel like they daydream about you really feeling comfortable with that, comfortable with them. I'm also getting for some of you guys that it's almost like they wanted you to feel safe around them and you never fully did. Not in a bad way, not that you were scared of them, but just that you generally are like watchful of yourself and you generally are protective of yourself. But they wanted you to like fully trust them 100%. And they never really got to, like, I'm hearing Ice Queen. So they never got to thaw out that ice completely when it came to you. So they want to show you that like you can trust them, that they are powerful and they'll protect you. Maybe some of you guys are dragons from Chinese astrology. So that could be 1988, 2000, 1976. 1964, I think. I mean, my math is not necessarily great, but a lot of those are the right years. But anyway, if you know your Chinese zodiac astrology, you might be dragons. But yeah, you know, it's funny because dragons in Chinese astrology, it's considered the strongest of the Chinese zodiac. And again, I feel like you guys are very powerful in yourselves. You guys have a lot of power, a lot of strength. You've probably been through a lot. You're kind of tough. And so again, this person just wants to peel back that shell and get to be the one to see you on a deeper level. Let me get more cards. What is this? Wizard of the Woods, focus. And they want to really be on your mind and your focus. I feel like a lot of them think that you guys are just doing your thing, you're thriving, and you're not paying any attention to them in the way they pay attention to you. So they would like to be able to be the one on your mind and to be the one to capture your attention in that way. And yeah. Okay, I want to get some messages before we wrap up. You guys are going a little long because this energy is just amazing. Honestly, like actually at first when I was reading the cards, like I said, I was a little like, oh, this person sounds kind of like a annoying person. But the more I pull, the more I'm like, wow, this is very sweet. Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. You guys are just, I think, magnetic people in general. You're just attractive. You're just beautiful, and you have a sexual quality to you too. Let me try to get this card. So this one says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life. Whoop, are they calling you out? But they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. I feel like it's almost like they didn't get to see your emotions. Because like I said, I feel like some of you guys are pretty stoic, or you have a little bit of a wall up. You're not the type that would just burst into tears and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, like nothing wrong with that, but it's just not your vibe. You guys are a lot more composed. If something upsets you, you're probably going to go home and process it by yourself. You're not going to like go into a rage and start throwing things. And I feel like they wanted to see you being more emotional. Let me get more cards. So we got friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So I feel like they're acknowledging for some of them that it's been a while with them since they've really been in touch with you. And maybe it's hard to understand because it feels like for both of you guys, this was a big loss. But I do feel like both of you guys have done a lot of growth in the meantime. And what they're daydreaming about is, I think, being able to come to that place where they can show you how much work they've done on themselves and really get I really think they want to see your smile. They want to see you open up to them and really be vulnerable, and to have you know that they are smart, that they are capable of being with you, that they are capable of making you proud, and they're not kind of this burden that I think they thought they were. So I really hope that resonated. Pile 3. If you guys want to check out my Patreon, I have a lot of fun readings over there, including my 18+ readings, which you guys definitely might want to check out in this pile because there's a little juiciness going on here. So check that out, you guys. Link in my bio for that. And I have a ton of additional readings as well over there that run the gamut from really deep and spiritual to more of those fun topics. So go down to the link in description if you guys want to see that at my Patreon, and make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like it. Let me know what this was in the comments because I love hearing from you guys, and make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope you all have an amazing day and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile four. So if you guys picked this seashell, this is going to be your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got Temperance, the World, the Knight of Wands reversed, the King of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Lovers, Six of Swords, the Death card reversed, the Knight of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So for you guys, your person is daydreaming about getting to have a second chance with you guys and getting to spend time with you. They are acknowledging that you guys have an amazing sense of humor. You're quite witty and quick and extremely smart and good with like joking around. I think some of the smartest people are comedians or people who have humor for a living. And that seems to be the vibe with you guys. Like you guys are always laughing or funny or always have a witty joke or something funny to say. And so they want to go to these kind of lighthearted events with you, whether it's a carnival, a street fair, a festival, something like that. But they would have a lot of fun. Even going to like Dave and Buster's or something like that would be a lot of fun with you. And I do feel like this person is coming through within a bit of an apology. That's probably something they daydreaming about as well, is being able to apologize to you and having you listen to them and hear them out, because it does feel like there was some kind of an ending, or maybe you walked away or you're kind of starting to be done with them. And they're like, I just want to make them happy. I just want to see them smile. They really love your smile and seeing you when you're like relaxed, having a good time. I'm hearing you can be one of the funniest people around. And when you're in a good mood, it's like the sun is shining. It's like everything is perfect in the world. And so this person wants a second chance. They also daydream about you not being mad at them. So I don't know if some of you guys are mad at them, but they are saying that they want it to be back to like the fun part. They want it to be back to you guys having a good time and getting along with each other, because I feel like when you guys are together, the conversation is on point. Like the conversation is just flowing so well. And they're kind of saying, I wish I could have been that person for them and lived up to my feelings, because it almost feels like they did something to sabotage it, or they ran away or something like that. And they are coming through with some regret. Another thing is that traveling energy I mentioned, where I feel like you guys are highly cultured, very aware of the world. You're very, intelligent, and so probably pretty educated or something, or you're aware of different cultures. And this person wants to explore those different places with you. They feel like you would make an amazing travel buddy. When their mind is wandering, they are thinking like, wow, it would be really cool to go to Bali with them. Like they would just know exactly what to eat. You guys would probably be quite adventurous and be willing to try anything, go anywhere, do anything. And they just really love that about you. I feel like maybe this person has tried to date others, and I'm hearing they're not as down as you guys. Like you guys are just down. You're just cool. You're just open. You know, you're not like scared or closed off or nervous. You're just very open to the world, to life, to experiencing things, to enjoying things. And this person loves that about you. And they really love getting your opinion on things like pop culture or like your idea of what's going on in current events, because I feel like you guys are highly educated and you have a very intelligent way of looking at things. When you read the newspaper or like read people's opinions about things, you probably just don't take that common opinion. You guys look a little bit deeper. You think for yourselves, and that's a rarity. So this person actually really likes going to you and getting your opinions on events, because they kind of never know what you're going to say, because it's not predictable. It's not like you're just believing with everyone else. It's like you usually have really smart insight, or you usually would say something that people are like, I never thought of that before, or like, wow, that's pretty different. So this person just enjoys, they kind of get a kick out of you guys. Like they think you're kind of funny. And I almost feel like sometimes they might even get a kick out of like making you mad, or getting you a little teed off, because they do enjoy seeing that kind of look on your face of like feistiness. Like you guys have a kind of feisty energy to you. And I'm hearing that when you guys get mad, it actually is pretty adorable, is what they're saying. You might not like that, but that's what they are telling me. And so, you know, I just heard that line, I'd rather fight with you than like make love to anyone else. So it's like, even though you might be like, why in the world does this person like making me mad? It's because they actually find it quite cute how you react and how much you care. I feel like you guys care about things. You're not that person that's just completely tuned out and just like whatever. You're very alive and aware of things, and like you take it in. You're passionate. There are things that like really bother you that you could probably go on like a 5-hour rant about. And then probably the things you love, like the same. You could go on a 5-hour rant about how amazing it is. And this person just enjoys being in your presence. They see you as a bit of a powerhouse. They see you as a powerful energy, and they kind of look up to you. They do value your opinion. So I feel like they wouldn't necessarily acknowledge that to you directly. They might act like, I don't really care what you think, or like, whatever, like you're not that smart. But they really do admire how you guys carry yourself and what you think about different things and what your opinion is of the world. With the Death card reversed, this person really is daydreaming and wishing about getting a second chance with you, getting to talk to you and smooth things over. It feels like maybe you were upset with them or mad at them, and they really regret that. They miss talking to you. They miss getting to be around you. It feels like at one point, maybe you guys were friends or something, because I do feel like they have a fondness towards you. It's not just like pure romantic, like I only want to sleep with this person. It's like they really enjoy you as a person. They actually really like your vibe, your personality. They think you're cool. They think you're funny. I could almost see people playing video games together or something like that, where it's just a relaxed, lighthearted vibe, and you guys have a lot of the same tastes and interests. And I feel like this person doesn't often meet people that they get along with on this level. So they daydream about getting to just talk to you again, connect with you, laugh with you, and kind of pick up where you guys left off, because it does feel like at some level you guys were getting along with each other and really did enjoy each other. So this person does feel your absence in their life, and they definitely do miss having you around, and they wish that you guys could just reunite and kind of make it back to where it was before. And with the Knight of Wands being reversed but the King of Cups being upright, they definitely want you to know that their intentions aren't just sexual, that they aren't just into you for like a quick roll in bed or something like that. Maybe you guys have thought that someone else was into you in that way and only was interested in you because of how you are in the bedroom, because I get that you guys are quite attractive. So again, it's not like they're not attracted, but they want you to know that for them, it's more than that. And they do daydream about getting that chance to prove to you how much they're into you, how much they like you, and that you can kind of trust them on that level, that they're not going to just, have a one night stand and then it's over and then they're never contacting you again. And maybe you had someone treat you like that in the past, or you're just closed off in that energy, but they definitely want to emphasize, and they want you to know how much they do care about you, how much they enjoy you as a person, and really genuinely like you. Like, this feels almost like a couple that's been around for years, but they can still laugh at silly things and they can still have fun with each other, and almost like laughing at stupid stuff is what I'm seeing. Like people laughing at like a video of someone tripping, but like the people are just cracking up or having inside jokes or having just like their own language with each other. And I feel like you guys, it just feels like you get along, like you guys vibe with each other, you have fun together. So let's get some additional cards. So we also got the Gardener, Spiritual Maturity, Connection, and the Sacred Woman. So this person really does have a lot of respect for you, and you play an important role in their life. Like maybe you guys are into tarot or you're spiritually aware, but it feels like they look up to you. They cherish your opinion. Like I feel like when you give your judgment on something, like if you said you didn't like a TV show or something, they'd probably stop watching it. Or if you were like, oh, I think that song's kind of lame, they'd never listen to it again, And they might also connect with you through songs and play songs. Like when you're driving in the car, suddenly a bunch of songs come on that remind you of them, because I do feel like they think of you a lot, and you guys have that connection on the astral plane, but they really do look up to you, and that energy is coming through strongly, that they have a high opinion of you. They have a high opinion of your intelligence. They think of you as being someone who's really smart, someone who's really got their act together in that way. Like maybe they're used to being around people that, I don't know, don't know as much or something. And they're just impressed with, I feel like, your breadth of knowledge. I feel like you guys are that kind of person that you would know a lot about a lot of different things. So I think they kind of want to show you also that they've grown. Maybe when you guys were together, like it seemed like you just knew everything and they kind of were clueless, and they were kind of looking at you like, wow, how do you know that? And they want to show you that like they have worked on themselves a little and they've learned things, and they are not the same kind of like little boy energy or little girl energy that they were before, that they have leveled up and they can meet you on your level and they're more capable of like taking care of you. So I feel like they would daydream about a scenario like that, where like you run into them and you bring up something and they're like, they know all about the subject, you know what I mean? Or they get to show off to you that like they won on trivia night at a local bar. But also daydreaming, again, like I said, about taking you out to really nice places and just getting to spend time with you. I feel like this person, they just really like you as a person. They just enjoy you. I'm hearing that your laughter is amazing. Your laughter is so beautiful. So they want to kind of see you smile. They want to take you out to some place and just make you laugh and just like tell jokes and just see your face light up, you know? Or they want to take you out to like a fun event where you'll just be having the time of your life and dancing and enjoying yourself. You know, they want to see that version of you that is kind of lighthearted and happy. And I feel like, again, you guys kind of have high standards, and that's a good thing, you know, but it's like maybe in the past they were a little intimidated or they didn't feel like they could measure up. And now they're like, okay, I think I figured this person out. They're very intrigued by you. I'm also getting an intrigued energy. Like they still haven't quite figured you out. And I just think your intellect and your wit is a big appeal to them. So they still are curious about what you would have to say or what you think about different things. I feel like if they read a news event or something happens, they kind of, their mind flashes to you of like, are they going to be, what would they say about this? Would they be approving? Would they be disapproving? And probably take it pretty seriously. Like if you went on a rant one day to them about some political subject or some kind of social event or issue or something, I feel like they still think on that. They still replay like, they made a really good point. I never thought of it like that. So again, they want to kind of prove to you like, I'm on your level more now. So let's get some song cards also from this. So we got Wish You Were On It, Florida Georgia Line. Okay. We got I Can't Go For That, Hall & Oates. And we got Selfish, Britney Spears. Okay, maybe they were a little bit selfish. Maybe that's why they're coming through with a bit of an apology to you and saying that, you know, they wish they could fix things. So we also got Jealous, Chromeo, okay, and Moondance, Van Morrison. So I feel like they kind of daydream about hashing it out with you, about earning back your trust, about how much fun you are and how funny you. They just keep saying you're really funny, witty, good conversationalist. You're not like a boring conversationalist like a lot of people are, you know. You guys are actually very entertaining when you speak. You have strong opinions. You're not just like, that was okay. Yeah, it was fine. You're like, I loved it or I hated it and it was horrible. And here's why. Like, and it's funny and interesting hearing you talk. So they definitely kind of want to like apologize for like their stuff. And I feel like they kind of, I don't know. I don't know what this apology is. I don't know which side it's on, because for some of them, they want an apology from you. But I feel like overall, they kind of want to hash this out. They kind of want to put it to rest and kind of like air out both frustrations, because for some of them, they are saying that you guys did things or you didn't take them seriously or something like that. And like that bothered them. Like, again, they hold you in such high regard that they're like mad that you didn't respect them in the same way they respect you. And they're like, this is BS. Like, why don't they respect me? I put them on such a pedestal and they don't even care. So they do want to like get this kind of out of the way, but then I feel like, again, it's back to like the vibe. I could honestly see someone also like kind of like sitting around drinking, having a really fun night, enjoying each other in that way, and just kind of like vibing, you know, just maybe sitting around and, like I said, having some wine, having some things to drink, maybe, you know, smoking a cigarette or something, and just having that good, relaxed type energy, like chill vibes, like just hanging out and talking. And I feel like, I don't know if you guys did that with them, but they kind of miss having you there. Like maybe when they are drinking some wine or doing whatever, they're thinking about you and they're like, wow, it was so much more fun when they were here and they were always like cool to be around. But let's get some more songs and see how Pile 4's person is daydreaming about them, what they're daydreaming about. Get us some more songs, please, Spirit. So we got Wouldn't It Be Nice, the Beach Boys. Okay. Love Stoned, Justin Timberlake, and I Get a Kick Out of You, Frank Sinatra. And that's exactly the energy. They are kind of amused by you. Like they think it's funny. Whatever your opinions of things, they just think you're funny. You're fun to be around. But with Love Stoned, also, I feel like this person might, like I said, there's a heavy emphasis here on either drinking or maybe smoking. And so I feel like they can do those things and kind of think of you. You come to their mind during those times. Like maybe they had a couple glasses of wine or beer or whatever they drink, and suddenly their mind is on you and you are just full of their thoughts. And I feel like they wish you were there at that time. They daydream about you coming to them and kind of drinking with them. And I feel like you guys would just have fun. You guys would just enjoy each other, and they would like to see you kind of a little tipsy. They would like to see you a little drunk, a little, feeling some energy. So, because I think they think it would be quite funny and quite amusing and almost like wanting to see you lose control a little bit, because I feel like most of the time you guys are very self-controlled, self-contained. You're not usually a fool or a mess. Usually you pretty much take good care of yourself and are very intelligent, and you make a great impression. So they think it would be kind of funny to see you a little bit like out of your mind, not in a horrible way, but you know what I mean, a little tipsy, just a couple glasses or something, and just to see you loosen up in that way. And I feel like you guys are quite funny when you drink. You might say funny stuff or be really feisty, but they just imagine what that would be like and how fun it would be. And I do feel like, again, they like your company. So they kind of want to just wake up in bed next to you. They kind of just want to like spend an afternoon hanging out with you. Like any of that would be cool with them. So let's get some additional cards. So we also got the Fire Prince, Optimism, Aggression, the Cosmos, Creativity, Vastness, the Keeper of the Scales, Fairness, Balance, the Dream Walker, Dreams, the Collective Good, Illusions, and the Rainbow Prince, Compensation, Perseverance. So your person really daydreams about taking you to nice places. And by nice places, I'm actually seeing things like, those country houses you can tour in England, or like old castles, stuff like that. Really beautiful locations. I'm not sure whether your person wants to actually move in with you to one of those places, and they daydream about having that kind of a beautiful space for you to live in, because I feel like they really want you guys to be comfortable. They really want to see you in your element and kind of relax. Again, I feel like a lot of you guys, you make a good impression, you're very smart, but you have a little bit of a veneer up with people. Like you're not necessarily always the easiest person to get to know. You're not necessarily gonna tell everything to the first person you meet. And so it's like they want to get to that side of you where they're really in your inner circle and you really fully trust them. And, you're just in your most comfortable type element, like lazing around at home, sitting and, laying on the couch and like eating Doritos on a lazy Sunday, that kind of vibe. Like, I feel like they just want to make you happy, and in that kind of very comfortable way of like, wow, I can really trust you and I can really open up to you. And like, I just thank you for everything you've done for me. So this person really would love to take you to like a beautiful place like that where you can really relax. And I am seeing beautiful ornate gardens. So I'm not sure whether this person actually wants to take you to like on a garden tour, or that would be at your house. But we did get the gardener. And so I feel like this person, they would be the kind of relationship where they would want to do small little things for you. Be like, hey, I grew these tomatoes. And they're not necessarily the kind of person to like pour their heart out and say like, I'm in love with you, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of funny. Both of you guys kind of play things close to the vest in that sense. Like both of you guys aren't the type to just dump everything you feel on someone else or just open up completely. Both of you guys keep a little bit of a wall up. And I think that's what you guys recognize in each other. And that's why you respect each other, is because I think they kind of wouldn't respect someone who was just completely an open book to absolutely anyone. Like getting your attention feels like a little bit of a prize that they had to win. And I feel like they really like that. So they actually kind of do, like I said, they like bickering with you. They like arguing with you. They probably like even making you mad at times just so they can see that fire, that feistiness. Because again, it kind of turns them on. They enjoy seeing the look on your face when you're like mad and, getting upset about something, like not in a horrible way, but just kind of like, maybe slightly annoyed or something. Like someone says like, oh, I love this band. And you're like, that's the worst band ever. What the heck? Or someone says that your favorite band stinks. Like that kind of level of annoyance, not like something horrible happened. But yeah, I think they kind of enjoy seeing that like feisty, angry side of you. But then they also enjoy kind of like you calming down and being all cuddly and warm with them. So they like the back and forth. They like the both sides. I'm hearing get you a man who can do both. So I don't know if that person's saying that about you or about themselves, but they see you as someone who has that duality. And I think that's what makes you very fascinating to them. And what makes them really interested in you is kind of how you move back and forth. And you can be like the most loving person, the most warm person, but like if someone messes with you, you can cut them like, and you can just verbally like cut them down, and you're good at standing up for yourself in that way. And so this person, like, they really respect that. They're like, they're not so easy to figure out. And I think that they really respect that. So let's spin the astro dice and see what kind of astrological elements are at play. So we did get a Pluto, Taurus, and the 8th house. So wow, a lot of Scorpio energy coming through. Pluto rules Scorpio, and it relates to the 8th house as well. So there's a very scorpionic vibe here, which makes sense because I feel like this person likes your intensity. They like to see that genuine emotion from you, and that I just heard, I want your sweet love and emotion or devotion, I'm not sure which, but they want both of it. They want it all. They want to get that side of you that no one else gets to see, that intimate side. And I do feel like they like, again, the intensity here, the anger, the passion, the heat. And that's such a Scorpio thing. Like, Scorpio is not just about like the kind of flowers and the easiness of love. It's like more of that dark, like, romance that's like passionate and intense. And a lot of Scorpio placements are that way, especially Scorpio Venus and stuff. Is like they really want all of you. They want to see you down to your depth. And I think that's what's interesting here is like, I feel like this person daydreams about both sides. We also got Taurus here. So they daydream about your kind of sweet side, and also you, to a certain extent, just like feeding you and like making you feel good. Like, I know that might sound weird, but just like making you happy, I guess, and comfortable in that Taurus way of like someone being at home, someone having a nice place to live, a nice place to stay. I feel like this person is more commitment, like long-term minded. They're not just with you for the short term. They definitely, I mean, they like all sides of you, but they are bringing to mind stuff that relates to, being at home, hanging out, cozy Sunday, lazy Sunday, like Saturday night watching Netflix kind of vibes. Like, I feel like they want that with you. They want that kind of comfortable vibe, and they daydream about what that would be like, about what kind of shows you would watch, or what you would say to a show, or what your habits would be. So they want to see that version of you that's very intimate. That's kind of the moon sector of like what you're like at home, and how you are with the people you're closest to. And that's a very intimate thing, that I think that's why maybe we're getting so much Scorpio, is because I feel like they're curious about everything about you. There's not anything that they're like, I don't really care. They want to know all about you, and they probably daydream quite a lot about that as well, about your daily habits, about what you're up to, and just kind of how you spend your time, like literally everything, the mundane stuff that honestly is kind of boring compared to some of the other piles. But I think that's true intimacy. Once you get that curious about someone, that's almost like the biggest compliment, because for 90% of people, they're like, oh, and then I woke up and did this, and you're like, okay, snooze, like I'm not interested. But when you're really into someone, you want to know everything. You want to know all the details. Like, normally when someone's like, let me show you my yearbook photo or something, you might be like, oh, I'm not interested. Or baby photos, like, you obviously can't say that, but you might be like, oh, how cool. But when it's like, a twin flame or someone you just have a huge crush on, you're like, oh my God, I want to see everything. I want to know everything. What were you like as a kid? I need to know it all. And I feel like that's the energy here, is like this person they want to know you on a deeper level, and they're curious about the kind of day-to-day random stuff. So let me clear these out of the way, and let's get some additional cards for you guys. So we got Rainbow Waterfall, Miracles, Toadstools, Growth, Bluebell Fairy, Gratitude, Frog Spirit, Renewal, and Ancient Oak Tree, Strength. So your person sees you and saw you as kind of like an ally. I feel like if you guys were in school together or met at work, they would kind of look for you, see if you were around. Like, it feels almost like you guys are, best friends, like up to no good, up to trouble, or like siblings who have like a secret together that they're like not telling their mom. Like, they both stole cookies from the cookie jar, and they're like keeping it a secret, and they're kind of laughing about it. That's the vibe I'm getting. And I feel like this person, like, when they're around you, it feels like it rejuvenates their energy. It feels like they really just enjoy and get this kind of recharge out of you. So they would love to go away with you to a secluded place. They daydream about taking you on a beautiful vacation to a nice place where you guys can really rest and relax. Like I'm seeing more bed and breakfast vibes, not necessarily like all-inclusive resort with, 50,000 activities to choose from, like rock climbing and bungee jumping. Like it's more like, let's just go lay on the hammock and let's just chill together, or let's lay in bed and watch movies together, or let's lay on the beach. But it's very relaxed. Like I don't feel like you guys need much to have fun and to enjoy yourself, but they do daydream about being able to afford to take you to these places and having that role in your life where you would kind of accept that, because I feel like you're not the kind of person that would accept like an expensive trip or something in a way, unless it was like you really knew the person. Like you feel like you are kind of hard to fully, I don't want to say crack the shell, but like there is a part of you that you're not going to accept like someone unless you know them really well, and you guys are like kind of discriminating about who you hang out with. Like you're not just going to let anyone in, and it doesn't feel like you guys are desperate for money or anything like that. So I feel like for them it's just a thing of, if they would allow me to take them on this trip, or if I would get to be the one who goes on the trip with them, that means that I've won their trust and I've won their affection. And like, I would just feel so proud of myself if it got to that point with us. So, and I am looking at my clock and I'm seeing that it's 2:22. I don't know if it'll be the same after editing, but I feel like that is such a sign that you guys are kind of soulmates, and it's actually 2222. I don't know if I got the numbers of twos right, but there's a lot of twos on my little clock. So I feel like you guys truly have this deep connection and this kind of companionship energy. It's almost like an old couple. Like it feels like two old people. No offense to you guys, but like it feels like you guys are so comfortable with each other that you can just lay together and not speak and not say anything. And you you understand that each other have flaws. This person knows you have flaws. They don't care. They accept that. They enjoy that. They get a kick out of it. And so they just want to kind of laze around and make you happy, or let you laze around, I mean. But you guys would be like hanging out together. I feel like this person also daydreams about cuddling with you and just laying next to you. And if you want to hear more about the kind of cuddle scenario, you can always check out my Patreon where I have my 18 plus readings and more of my fun readings over there. So definitely check that out. Link is in my description for that. But yeah, it just feels like they want to spend a lot of quality time. Maybe their love language is quality time, and just see that smile on your face. Just kind of feed you good food, make you happy. Make you have a good time and just be able to like relax together. And we did get Taurus, so this is major Taurus vibe. They just really see how strong you guys are, and they see that as a bit of a turn on for them. Like they put you up on a pedestal and they like that. They might act sometimes like, oh my gosh, you're so tough, or like, you're annoying, you're picky, but actually they really like that you are that way, that you are kind of smarter than the average person. I'm seeing Guinevere and Lancelot, and I almost feel like this is the vibe of like a knight back in the day who would have to win the approval of like a princess, or like joust to get her hand or something. So they like that you're a little bit of a tough cookie, They like that you kind of sometimes make things difficult for them, because it kind of excites them and turns them on. So they just keep mentioning how strong you guys are and powerful, and they are definitely into that. Well, let's get some more cards and see what else Pal Force person daydreams about them. What are they daydreaming about? So we got straddling worlds, wandering between realms, mindful groupthink, and that's reversed. We got moon maidens, new beginnings, and heart home compassion. So much Cancer energy. I'm telling you guys, they love the idea of you at home, I guess at their home or something like that. I know that's a boring thing to fantasize about, but that's what they're imagining. Let's see what else they're daydreaming about. We got netcaster, preparations come to fruition. And should we get one more card? I feel like this person truly, yeah, we got stars in the sky, limitless possibility. They just feel like once they break through that barrier with you, once they break through the stranger level, that you guys are going to have such a deep connection, because you actually have so much in common. Even though maybe you guys did bicker or you have a feisty relationship, you actually have so much that you agree upon. And I feel like both of you guys have a funny way of looking at the world. Like you kind of think a lot of people, like you're like, what is that person doing? Or you might just laugh with each other about like, can you believe that person said that? And you have like that same kind of taste or preference or a bit or opinions on things. And so even though you guys might um, sometimes seem like you're butting heads, it's only because you both are that kind of very passionate type. Like if you guys were a food, you would be like heavily spiced with jalapeno or something. You'd be like fiery and peppery and full of flavor, not boring or bland. And so sometimes maybe that causes like tension because when you have a lot of flavor in a dish, maybe they compete with each other. But ultimately, I think this person's like, wow, I met my match with them. And they do feel like if they could get you at home and like all comfy and cozy, that would just feel like they won a medal or a prize. Because again, you are not doing that with everyone. And you guys do have that connection on the astral realm. We did get straddling worlds, wandering between realms. So you guys definitely have a psychic connection going on here. And they think about you all the time. I do feel like some of you guys in this pile might have an elevated position or have a lot of people who think about you. You might have just a lot of respect from like the public, or like if you were in a class with them, everyone in the class was like, oh, that's a smart person, or like, oh, this person has a really good reputation, or they get stuff done. So again, it's like kind of a flex for them to be seen with you or to get you like that. Like, how someone says like, oh, I can't imagine like dating Rihanna or something, because it's like, what a proof of that you're like this cool guy, I guess, if you can date Rihanna. And that's kind of how it feels. Like if you can satisfy someone like you, and Rihanna has that fiery energy that I'm talking about. She is a Pisces, but she also has a ton of Aries. And so, she does not put up with like anything. And that feels like you guys, like you might have fire signs. I could see a lot of fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I can also see heavy Scorpio coming in and Taurus. So some of those might be your signs. But again, it feels like you're kind of hard to please. So this person just wants to make you happy, and they daydream about a scenario in which they can do that. They daydream also. Some of you guys might have had like things keeping you apart, I almost feel, or because I don't know, because I keep seeing like the vibe of like, I don't know, people arguing or like a lot of talking or a lot of work or busyness kind of vibe. So I don't know if maybe some of you guys met at work and like you didn't have the time and opportunity to like just cozy up with each other. That's something they daydream about, is getting that one-on-one time where you're not prevented from being around each other or being alone. Or maybe people were intruding, or maybe there was third party. I don't know, but it just feels like there was blockages to you guys spending that time together and really getting to see each other like that intimately, just emotionally intimately, other ways of course too, but definitely like just getting to have that deep conversation that I feel like this person craves with you. They do like talking to you. They do want to get your opinion on things. They think your observations are like unique and brilliant. So, I could see you guys like getting like even it could be like a shack, like a cabin in the woods. It doesn't have to be upscale. I feel like they would love, and they probably daydream about an upscale place, but mostly it's just like, I want to get this person off alone and get to talk to them and get to spend the weekend with them doing something kind of peaceful, like fishing or chilling or relaxing or just drinking wine on the porch. It like, again, it could be like some rundown old cabin. As long as they're with you, they are going to be good, but they do want to please you. So I feel like they wouldn't get the cheapest cabin. They would upgrade to like something a little bit nicer. So let's get some message cards for you guys. So this one is forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your own reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. This person really wants forgiveness for you. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. This person really, like I said, they want to make you happy. They want you to forgive them. And they do like the fighting, but they want to move past that to like the good energy. Then we got playfulness. Yes, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. That's what they really want. They love to fight and then make up with you. They love to like have the trouble and then the happy period of like laughing and getting over it. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So I feel like sometimes you guys get stubborn with each other and they're just reminding you that, we don't need to be We don't need to be at odds. That was too many cards, but this one says passion. Yes, there's so much passion here. Like, I feel like you guys can fight like cats and dogs, but then you always make up, and it is the most incredible energy when you guys are making up. Like, there's just this heat, this fire. I'm reminded of kind of like romance novels where like the two people will be like, I think it's called Enemies to Lovers, where the two people will be like beefing for half the story, but it's because they're attracted. And I am seeing some like office settings. I don't know if some of you guys met this person through the office or something, but I do feel like half the time you're arguing, half the time you're smiling at each other, like making googly eyes at each other. And you should know that this person enjoys that dynamic. They are not like, oh, this person's so annoying. They're like very much into it, and you might be like, why are they always doing stuff that annoys me? Because they like it, and they like to see you upset. And no, I don't want to make you mad. I don't want to, I know that might sound offensive, but I just feel like they truly enjoy it. They truly get a kick out of you, just like we got the Frank Sinatra song. I'm hearing that lyric that is, I hate to watch you go, but I love to watch you leave, or something like that. And I feel like that's the vibe. Like, they kind of might stir stuff up on purpose just because they find it really cute when you're kind of feisty with them, but they definitely don't want to be at odds with you. They do want that forgiveness. They do want to like make things up, and mostly they just want to like kind of make you happy in the end. And I feel like you guys would always have this dynamic of kind of like going back and forth about things, arguing about something small, but it's like there's so much affection there, and there's so much regard and trust and a lot of love there, honestly. So I feel like this person just daydreams about a time when you guys can kind of be honest with each other, because I almost feel like some of this is just like putting up walls or being like, hey, I'm not interested, just as like a defense mechanism on both sides. But if you guys fully were honest with each other, then it could be a lot easier. Like at the end of the romance novel, when they finally admit that they both have feelings, and then they can sail off into the sunset together or ride off on a white horse. Like, that's the vibe that I think this person dreams about and daydreams and spends time imagining, is just like, okay, let's be real and put down our swords and just let's be honest about what's going on here, about our feelings, about our emotions, because they really do like you. And I think they kind of feel like it's reciprocated, but they're not sure, because sometimes y'all really do bicker or something like that. Like, there's this heat, there's this back and forth. There's like, oh, maybe some of you guys were a little mean to them or something like that. Or they might have even said like, oh, you're mean to me, or I don't know. There's a feistiness happening for sure. And so, yeah, they want to see it like kind of the flames like leap up and get even hotter and get even more feistiness, but then they want it to die down and kind of be like, okay, let's be real. Let's open up fully to each other and get to see that version of you. And again, it'll feel like a prize, because it's like you don't let everyone in. You're not just like this open book to anyone who wants to get to know you. So really, it's just like they would feel like a king if they were the one who got to get through to your heart. And they view that as like quite the prize. So they do daydream about just kind of laying around with you, making you happy. You guys doing lazy stuff like getting ice cream together, hanging out with like someone's dogs or something. Just like going to the market on a Sunday, going to the farmer's market, puttering around, like having a life with you. I really think having you in their house as well. Like, I feel like they imagine you like laying on the couch, or maybe when they're, picking out new furniture, they might think of you. But they definitely spend a lot of time daydreaming about what it would be like if you guys can move past the little bickering energy and moving into like the just pure love. So anyway, I really hope that helped pile 4. And if you want to check out those additional readings, check out my Patreon, link in my description for that. And you can see my 18 plus readings about what their fantasies are, because they definitely have some, and this is some spiciness going on here. Like I said, it's like extra jalapeno or whatever you want to call it, whatever spice, habanero or something. But yeah, check out my 18 plus reading on my Patreon. There's a ton of extra readings over there, some serious ones too, if you don't want just the risque ones. And make sure to give this reading a big like and a thumbs up, and let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I will be back very soon for another reading. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope you all have an amazing day and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, pile 5. So if you guys picked this seashell, this is going to be your reading. So for your tarot, you guys got the Queen of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, the Fool, Nine of Swords reversed, Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So first of all, what's coming through is that your person finds you so attractive and they daydream just about your face, your appearance. They daydream thinking about how you look or how you looked in the past. I feel there were moments when like your bone structure caught the light, or I'm hearing some of you guys have a really lovely skin tone, something like the actual color of your skin is very beautiful to them, and something about the light hitting it in a certain way and them looking at it and finding it incredibly beautiful, and that they replay that moment in their mind. So they do daydream just about your appearance, just about how you looked and about how gorgeous you are, maybe how you would look in different things, maybe imagining you in different outfits or different kinds of clothing. But your physical appearance is a huge draw to them. They are just very invigorated by that, very attracted to that. But it's not only that. I also feel that they feel you're a very kind of sweet person. A lot of you guys might even come off as a little bit innocent or pure. And I feel like they love that about you. They love the kind of sweetness. And I don't want to say naivete, but there's like a level of sweetness coming through where I feel like you guys are just very open and loving to a lot of people. Like you would be very nice to anyone, a stranger on the street, a homeless man, anyone. You would probably want to talk to them and be kind and give the shirt off your back. And I feel like that just makes this person more attracted to you. And they're very convinced that you have a lot of offers, that you have a lot of people after you. So it kind of drives them crazy. And I think they spend a lot of time thinking about these romantic rivals and kind of imagining what's going on with you, or whether you're with someone else, or what that would entail for you, how many people are interested in you or who have seen you. Some of you guys might have an active social media, or they're stalking it, or they would imagine that you have a lot of people sliding in the DMs with the Six of Wands. So it feels like if you guys have any kind of social media at all, they are definitely checking that and kind of monitoring like who followed you, who did you follow, who commented, where did you post, what did you post, checking geotags, checking tagged photos, that kind of a thing. Because I feel like this person is just very interested, and they do dream and think about what kind of a life you lead. And in their daydreams, it's a very active life where you have, again, a lot of suitors, a lot of people interested in you, and a lot of people after you. And this person daydreams of scenarios in which they could kind of step up to the plate and be the man that you are looking for, be this kind of hero. I'm actually hearing The Man by Taylor Swift, and I know that song's not really about that. It's not really like, oh, being the man is awesome, but that's what this person wants. And if it's a woman, they are thinking about being that woman in your eyes. They want to be the sexy woman that gets the guy. They want to be looking good in your eyes. They want to impress you, and they feel like they would have to kind of gain some strength in order to impress you. And I'm not just talking about physical strength, but that may be the case for some of them, but also like mental, emotional strength. Like I feel like you have inspired this person to kind of glow up, to grow up, to work on themselves. And so they think about what your reaction would be to them now. They daydream about meeting you and running into you and you being like, oh my gosh, you look amazing, or wow, like have you been hitting the gym? Your muscles are really big, or you saying to them like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're in college and you have a really amazing degree, or like, I can't believe you know that. That's so cool. Wow. And so they really want to get that moment of impressing you and to have you see where they've come from, because it feels like they're saying at the time they weren't as confident or they weren't as strong as they are now, and they've worked on themselves a lot, and they really, really want you to notice that. I'm actually seeing someone flexing in front of a mirror, literally like just, showing off their muscles to themselves. And I feel like that's what this person would like to do to you. They would like to catch your eye and just see you be like, oh my goodness, wow. This person daydreams about running into you in a bar or at a party and meeting you out and having it be a really like convivial, jovial type of atmosphere, people having fun, people laughing. There's something about them wanting you to be at ease and wanting you to be kind of lighthearted. I feel like that's the version of you they like the most. Like they want to see you laughing. And I'm hearing that line from Taylor Swift again, where she's saying, maybe some of you guys are Taylor Swift fans since she's come out twice, I don't know, but she's saying, and you tip your head back laughing like a little kid. So I feel like that's what they like about you, is those moments when you're kind of relaxed and chill and feeling good. You know, that's how they really want to see you, and that's how they imagine you in their mind. So they daydream about running into you at a party or at a bar or at a, you know, really lighthearted, easy situation. I'm not feeling like nightclub because that would be too loud. And they do want to talk to you. They want to be able to tell you everything they've worked on, everything they've changed, everything they've fixed about themselves. They do want to see that look in your eyes of like, oh, wow, I can't believe you opened a business, or whatever the case may be for themselves. They definitely have a list of things they would go over to you to get your attention and to impress you. Like, oh, by the way, I read your favorite author. I know you mentioned that once. And yeah, now I read all his books. I'm a big fan. So anyway, let's talk about it now. Like, I feel like this person would just have things that they want to work into the conversation, probably pretend that, oh, it just randomly came up, but they are plotting and planning of how to impress you. And you are a major motivator for them in their kind of self-growth period. So when they come to you, they want that you think of them in a romantic or kind of sexual way, because we got a lot of wand cards. We got the Queen of Wands. That's you guys. You guys are very sexy in their eyes, but then they are coming through as this Knight of Wands. They want you to see them as a very strong, virile, romantic partner, as someone who could please you in bed. You know, I gotta keep it PG for YouTube. I do have my 18 plus readings up on my Patreon. If you want to know what their specific fantasies are, then click that link in my bio. But I do think that that's a major thing. We also got the Ace of Wands. So they're thinking about you in that romantic, sexual way quite a lot. That's a major fantasy. And I feel like they replay like different scenarios that would involve that kind of bedroom action. Trying to, again, word it correctly for keeping the video PG. But I just think they are definitely attracted to you. That's coming through really strong. And they want you to see them in the same way. They daydream and imagine you looking at them like, wow, oh my God, when did you get so buff? Or when did you, wow, when did you become so beautiful? If, you know, if they're a girl or if, yeah. So they are thinking about kind of that look in your eye of like, I'm really impressed with this person and they've come really far. So I do think that they lurk your social media a lot. They might even post stuff on their social media, I'm hearing, to try to impress you. Like you might notice suddenly they're posting all these accomplishments, or like, I just got certified as a scuba diver, and like they go out of their way to post this stuff, and every post is like kind of showing off a new thing they learned. And I feel like a lot of that's directed towards you. Like they want you to see it. And they might have even, so I feel like some of this in this pile, they might have acted like you were a friend, or like they might not have ever confessed how much they think of you, because I'm almost getting some of them stayed in the friend zone. They kind of friend zoned themselves out of their own fear of stepping towards you. So I feel like a lot of people in this pile, they never would have actually confessed their feelings. They might have, but I don't know if they said the depth of it. Like, I don't know if they really communicated it all the way, because it feels to me like they still think that you think of them kind of as a friend, and they want to step out of that friend zone. They want to escape the friend zone. They want to run out of there and let you see them as a viable romantic sexual partner. So that's a big thing. They also daydream about communicating with you, bumping into you randomly. Again, I don't know if they would have the courage to fully shoot their shot and be like, hey, I really like you and I really want to take you on a date. Are you free Friday? I don't think they would be brave enough to do that. So again, their daydreams are about like, oh, I just bumped into this person at a coffee shop and like, what are you doing here? Or I just saw this person at a party or whatnot, something like that. So they daydream about something random happening with that. So let's get some additional cards. So we got Hidden Depths, Flourish, Light, Go Outside, and Purity. So they still see you as very pure. And I think that's why, even though you're the Queen of Wands, you also, it's kind of like you downplay that side of yourself. I feel like some of you guys in this pile, you're not trying to be like wearing the sexiest clothing or the most revealing outfit. You guys kind of keep that close to the vest, but actually that tends to make people more interested, because they're like, okay, now I need to know, now I'm curious. So I feel like sometimes you guys act very pure and very kind of almost virginal or something. Maybe some of you guys are Virgos, but you act a little virginal, and they like that. They like that side of you, that because they feel like not everyone has gotten to see that side, and that just really intrigues them. And you guys are looking beautiful right now. They're acknowledging that with the flourish card. Like, you guys just look amazing. You look physically quite beautiful at this time. Again, I'm seeing someone with a skin tone, like a blush in their cheeks, or looking flushed, or looking like extra good. Like, you know, when someone just kind of seems to be glowing, or maybe, you know, obviously we have the same skin tone. We don't like randomly change skin tones, but something looks different where they just look like flushed, or they just look like they have an extra glow to their skin. Maybe it's like a good skincare routine. I don't know, but it just feels like there's energy exuding from you, and you just look like, kind of like how pregnant women get a flush on their face, or they just have that pregnancy glow. That's kind of what I'm seeing in my mind, is someone who's just looking their best. They just look that extra thing that you can't really put your finger on, but you're like, dang, wow, what are they doing? And I feel like that's you guys. Also, it feels like you guys are very kind, again, very loving. Maybe this is why this person they're telling me that at times they were afraid to make it something more, because they were like, oh, they're just nice to everyone. They're just kind to everyone. They, you know, they would talk to anyone. So they don't care about me. They're just being friendly. You know, they're friendly to literally anyone on the planet. So yeah, but they didn't think that you had any kind of special feelings about them. They felt like you were probably just being nice or charitable. So I think they daydream again about that kind of switching up, and suddenly you really noticing them, because I feel like you didn't notice them, or that's what they're saying, is you never fully noticed them and really took them in as a viable romantic partner, and really like notice them to the extent they notice you. So also, this person again is daydreaming about seeing you when you're out and about, when you're just running around, running errands. I feel like they would imagine as they're getting into their car, kind of like, am I going to bump into them at the store? Am I going to see them? I'm hearing at the Piggly Wiggly, which is really funny. Maybe some of you guys are in the South. I know that's in the South, but just, it feels like a local mundane type of place. Kind of, yeah, just like running to the bank or getting dry cleaning, but they're like, I really hope I see them. Are they going to be in this area? They might even go to your side of the town to try to, like, you know, maybe they're like, well, there's a dry cleaner closer to me, but this is in her neighborhood, so I'm going to go there. But I think they really definitely dream about different scenarios of meeting you, bumping into you, what they would say. They're very focused also on their communication to you and making the right impression, and letting you know when they do meet you that they have improved. Because the one thing they don't want is to bump into you, to see you, and you're just like, oh yeah, hey, anyway, and it's like the same vibe. They really want you to notice how much they've changed. I could also see this person having worked on their body a lot and doing a lot of their own growth for their body, and so they might wear things to really show off their figure to you, whether they're male or female. If it's a guy, maybe he wants to show off his muscles that he got in the gym, you know? And if it's a girl, maybe she, I don't know, gained less weight, whatever your type may be. And they want to show off, you know, like their figure. They want to show off maybe, their curves, or whatever the case may be, whatever their body type is. And they want you to notice and be like, wow, this person looks really sexy. Like, they look really good in that sundress, or he looks really good in that wife beater where I can see his muscles. So you might be a little, even like, I feel like if you did run into them at the party, it might be a situation where you're like, why are you dressed like that? You know, like, oh, this is such a casual party. Everyone else is in shorts, but you're in like a really cute dress. That's interesting. Or, you know, like, oh, why are you walking around shirtless at this party? Like, I mean, why everyone else is like clothed? Why did you take your shirt off? If it's a dude, obviously, it would be a little more of a splash if it was a girl doing that. But if it's a dude, you know, I feel like maybe they would like find an excuse of like, oh gosh, it's hot in here. Let me take my shirt off, or something like that, because they definitely want you to notice them in that sense. Let me get some song cards to figure out more of the vibe and the energy for pile 5. We want to find out the energy for pile 5 of their what people are daydreaming about them. We got Real Love, Carly Rae Jepsen, 1,000 Years. Oh my God. Okay, this person has deep feelings. She's So Lovely, Beach House. Yes, they really put you guys on a pedestal. Hypnotized, Fleetwood Mac. Oh my God. They're like, wow, they have some strong feelings. Oh, wow. Sex with my ex, Lil Peep. Okay. This is what you came for, Taylor Swift and Rihanna. They really do think so many people notice you. All of me wants all of you, Sefton Stevens, and crying in public chairlift. So I can tell this person has some really deep emotions towards you. And they definitely imagine that, again, so many people have noticed you. So I don't know if you guys have social media or something like that, or you just post, maybe you just have thirsty people on your social. Maybe you only have like 300 followers, but you're always getting like people commenting like, hey girl, you look amazing or something. I don't know. But they are feeling like a lot of people have noticed you. A lot of people are paying attention to you, and they totally get it. I think this competition though is heavy in their mind, and they just think about it a lot of like, what I have to compete about against these people. They probably have a million offers. They probably have a million swipes on Tinder and have a million people who are trying to get at them. And it kind of bothers them because they feel like you guys have a much more deep connection. This person's energy is honestly coming across as pretty sweet too. So it feels like you're a sweetheart, they're a sweetheart, everyone's a sweetheart in this scenario. And so I think that's why this person stresses out about other people being interested in you, is they're like, I know they're not going to treat them as well as I would. I know they're not as sweet. And they're kind of afraid of you getting caught up with someone because you guys are so sweet, loving, and trusting, of you being caught up with like a bad boy or a bad girl, and, someone toying with you in that way. And that bothers them because they feel like you are like kind of vulnerable or sweet or trusting, and like you deserve the best. But sometimes that's not what happens. And so I feel like they do get concerned about maybe you like running off with someone that's not good for you, and that would really bother them because, again, they want to protect you, they want to take care of you. And this is a very deep feeling between you guys. Like we got 1,000 Years by Christina Perri, Real Love by Carly Rae Jepsen. So they're just wanting you to know that their feelings are not a flash in the pan. It's not like they just kind of have emotions for you. They genuinely do care. I also want to get some more tarot. So we got the Hierophant, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. That's it. So this person has been doing a lot of work on themselves. So my camera cut out, not sure exactly where it left off, but as I was saying, they have been doing a lot of interior work on themselves and really working on self-improvement on the inside as well as the outside. And they are saying that some of that is because of a comment you guys made, or comments you guys said, that you might have said something small to them about spirituality or about self-improvement or something like that. Or you might have made just a comment that kind of changed their perspective on things, like something small, like, maybe they were like, oh, I'm just so stressed. And you were like, oh, when I get stressed, I always go for a walk outside. And they've been doing that since, and it's like changed their life. Or you said like, I love this certain musical artist, and they listen to it and it's very cathartic for them and really amazing. And they've just taken something from you and really learned from you and like worked on top of that. Like they've grown, they've pushed themselves, and they really want you to know how dedicated they were to this and that they've been doing this for you. They would love to get to see that moment where you're like, oh my gosh, you've done the work and I'm so proud of you. It's kind of like how someone might be really successful, but like they get emotional when, they have to meet their mentor or something, and their mentor is like, wow, you did a great job. And no matter how powerful that person is, they might start crying when they see like their old baseball coach from when they were a kid, or their teacher who always believed in them. And so it feels like to them, the conversations you guys had were really meaningful to them, and they really want to get you to be aware of how much you've impacted them and how much they've changed. I feel like this person wants to spend a lot of quality time with you, and they do dream about those conversations and about you guys just hanging out together. And I'm also hearing they daydream about going on a road trip with you guys and almost staying at like rundown motels, which I know is kind of funny and maybe a little strange. Not in a bad way, not like they want to, take you like treat you badly or something. But I think that they love that spirit of adventure you have. They love to see the look in your eyes when you try something new and when you go somewhere cool. And I feel like they really want to explore some different type of places. And there's this adventurous spirit, and they kind of want you to be their adventure partner, you know, to go to like, because I feel like you're that type of person that maybe you would like walk on some abandoned railroad tracks, although that sounds pretty dangerous, but or you would be down to like, you know what, let's drive to New Jersey tonight and let's stay at this old hotel built in 1971 that has like completely retro rooms and, you know, something like crazy and unpredictable. Like they just would love to do that with you. And I don't know if they saw it in a movie or something. I'm seeing the movie Paper Towns in my mind, which I've never actually seen that movie, so I have no idea what it's about, but I think they run off together. And so maybe something like that would be something that they would really like. But again, a lot of this is about the work they put in and wanting that acknowledgement. And now when they come back to you, they want to be charming. They want to be able to know that they said the right thing, that you're attracted to them, that you're turned on by them. That's a big deal. And that you find them to be chivalrous, charming, romantic. That is what the Knight of Cups is. He is such a charmer. And maybe before, this person would trip over their words with you or not be sure of exactly what to say or how to say things. And so they really want that acknowledgement from you of like, I reached this level, I've grown up, I've become more mature, and now I'm like the man for you. Like maybe I was a boy and now I'm a man and now I'm mature now. So they really want you to know that. Let's get some astro dice to find out more. What does pile five's person daydream about? So we got the moon, we got Taurus, and we got the fourth house. Wow, this person really does want a family with you. We got the moon and the fourth house. So I feel like this person, even if you guys weren't that close, like you are kind of in their inner circle, emotionally speaking. Like they feel so connected to you, and you've inspired them in that way. And I definitely think I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted a family with you, because this feels like a very sweet, loving energy, kind of like I want to settle down, I want to have kids, I want to, you know, I could see that being this vibe. They might even, because we did get the Four of Wands, they might even daydream about a wedding with you or something like that. But it feels like you would make a great parent, or that's what they're saying. And they just would love to be able to have kids. They also might daydream about what your kids would look like. With Taurus, like their feelings are really deep. They really have genuine feelings of love for you. It is not a, I just want to sleep with this person, although that's part of it. But I think with sleeping with you, it's like a big part of that is, again, kind of earning your approval, kind of proving that they are sexy, that, you know, they have everything, they can bring everything to the table. Like I feel like this person just went through a journey of self-improvement in every area. It's not like they just fixated on one thing and were trying to glow up in a certain area, but like I'm just going to focus on this. It was like they went through a, maybe even a dark night of the soul, or a real period of growth and learning, and like I want to get better for this person. I want to earn their approval. I want to be good enough for them because they are so amazing. I have to improve myself to be on their level. I feel like you just inspired them. Like if this person was a painter or a songwriter, they would have written a song about you or painted a painting of you. You would have been their muse, their inspiration. I feel like you play in their mind quite a lot, and it's not rare for them to daydream about you. It's pretty common. And again, it might be something simple like when they're learning to cook a new recipe, they're like, wow, I bet Sarah would be really impressed if I could cook this for her. Like she would think this is amazing. Or they go buy new wine glasses and they're like, I wonder if David would be impressed by this, you know, like he's going to really like these when we have wine together. Like I feel like they just, yeah, they kind of want to make a life with you. It's really sweet. So let me get more cards. Okay, so we got Standing Stones, Passage, Reflecting Pool, Stillness, Bear Spirit, Healing, Dragonfly Spirit, Change, Hummingbird Spirit, Joy, and Willow Spirit, Flexibility. They might imagine that you guys are quite physically flexible. So again, I can't talk too much about it. You can use your imagination for that, or watch my 18 plus readings over at Patreon, because I'll just say that they imagine you in different flexible situations. We'll just say that. But I think that they imagine that you do have a natural talent for that, or something is in that is playing on their imagination. I also feel they are very attracted to your hair. That you guys have quite beautiful hair. It might have a little bit of a wave to it, or some kind of curls is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it being kind of longer, and they really like it. And there's something about you guys that's very kind of mythical. I don't want, not mythical, but that's a weird word, but like it, like I said, imaginative, joyful, full of life, always full of adventure, like wide-eyed, open to things, excitable. Like you're not like some jaded person that's like, oh, whatever, sure, fine. You're very like excited for things and enthusiastic. Like if you like something, you really like it. And this person just loves and daydreams about seeing your eyes light up. I feel they might even daydream about giving you gifts or purchases or something like that. So yeah, they want you to know, it feels like, I don't know, for some of you guys, maybe something important happened between the time when you guys met and they, or yeah, when you guys were together and now, and they wanted you to know that they've changed, that they've grown, that they've gone through this passage, and that they've grown up a little. Like they are not, I'm hearing I'm not like a baby anymore or something like that. So yeah, let me shuffle some more cards. So let's see what other things pile five's person daydreams about them. What does pile five's person daydream about them? Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, overflow. They definitely want to make you happy. Some of you guys might have some trauma or something. Maybe this is where this protective energy is coming through. Maybe they feel like you're very sensitive, but your family didn't treat you right. Maybe you have a very sweet, soft side, but you were the scapegoat in your family, or you were disrespected by your family, and they kind of picked up on that energetically. And now they're like, I just wish I could protect them. I just want to make them happy. I just want to make them feel safe and protected and joyful, because I know they didn't always have that. I know they've been treated so badly by others. I feel like a little bit of that is coming up, like this person seeing either friends or family treating you bad, friends or family disrespecting you and not treating you like they should, and them getting kind of angry, because I am getting that protective energy coming through as like kind of an outrage, or like being upset about something that happened. I don't know what exactly it was, but I feel like someone, I don't know, treated you bad or was disrespectful, and they are not a fan. They are mad about that, and they want to bring you this happiness. I almost feel like this is like chivalrous energy. Like if this person was a knight in the Middle Ages, they would be like rushing into battle to protect your honor and to save you, because that's how much they do care about you guys. And so I do think their daydreams are along the lines of things they could do to make you happy. I think they might even want to have kids with you guys. Like this has come up more than once. And I just feel like some of you guys are really attractive and would make really attractive kids with whoever you have kids with. And so they're like thinking about that. Let me get some more cards. Netcaster. Yeah. Preparations come to fruition, and that's what they're imagining is like, I've done the work, I am ready. Now I just need spirit to bring us together and make this happen. They might be trying to actively manifest you, or sometimes people accidentally manifest by obsessively thinking about something and then it happens in their life, for good or bad. So sometimes when people are like, why in the world do I keep thinking of this person? And especially in like a private reading, I'm like, well, they're thinking about you like 24/7. So that's probably why. Like, and I feel like this person thinks about you guys a lot. And they've done the work, and they just want to kind of now have that serendipitous moment of the run-in, the sudden like bumping into each other. Like, what are you doing here? Let me see what else. What does pile five's person daydream about them? Crown games, right use of power, that's reversed. First breath, beginner's mind, and stranger's curiosity. They feel like even though it might have been a while since you guys talked to them, they still feel like they know you more than anyone else. And that if you guys could actually get together and have like conversations and be together, that it would be just the best conversation ever. I really think this person thinks of you guys as soulmates. So they just feel so drawn to you. They feel like they know you in a way that no one else does. I'm hearing that line from Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs where she says, they don't love you like I love you. And I feel like, yeah, that this person just feels like even though you might have a lot of people around you, that they don't treat you right. And I'm seeing Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I feel like that's what they imagine like the romantic rivals are like for you. So they're like, wait, I can, no, no, like I can take care of you. You have not been treated the way I will treat you. I will not be playing games with you. I'm not going to be acting like trash. I am like gonna treat you like the best you've ever been treated. I'm hearing Best I Ever Had by Drake. So they want to be the best you ever had in more than ways than one. But let's get some messages from this person. Embrace it. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. That is so sweet. I never saw that one before, actually. I've shuffled with this a lot and never saw that one. And it's so sweet. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Reflection, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So if you guys are in separation, which I feel like a lot of you guys are, but it feels like you guys could come back together, and that's what they daydream about. And they're like, I'm working on myself and I want this new beginning. I want this fresh start. Like it's not over yet. I'm hearing, that line from The Notebook. It's not over. It still isn't over. So dramatic the way they say it in the movie, but they want that new beginning. They want that fresh start with you. What else? Healing. Yes, they've done a lot of healing work and they want you to know it. And I feel like this person is, there's a spiritual quality to this person. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a spiritual person and they're like, I'm just going to allow this. And if it is supposed to work out, it will. But this person honestly seems like a good guy or a good girl. Like they are a little bit of a sweetie. I like their energy a lot. And I feel like they just want someone to treat you as good as you deserve, because they're acknowledging that you guys are so kind and have helped so many others and have done so much good for the world, and that unfortunately you have been treated badly at different times by different people or people who took advantage of that. So they really want to prove to you that it's different. And again, they're saying that you would make an amazing parent, that you would make such an amazing spouse too, because you're so giving and loving, and you don't keep track of like, oh, well, I did this for you, so you need to do that. You just give from your heart, and they're just enchanted by you. They're very attracted to you, enchanted by you. And I definitely feel that they lurk on your social media and dream